Guys. What is going on, guys? What is going on? I hope you guys are doing well. We have a hell of a topic to talk about today. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Keyshawn's here. He says the car market is trash. Yeah. Keyshawn, dude, don't get a Dodge Avenger. They're trash, right? We're going to get into good, cheap cars to buy, but do not, I repeat, do not get a Dodge Avenger. They're horrible cars. The Dodge Journey, Dodge Avenger, hell, anything that has Dodge on it that's not a minivan or a Ram, don't get. Straight up. Evil, how you doing? Mystic Marks, how you doing? Jesse, thanks for the membership, my friend. We're starting the stream off with a bang. What is going on, guys? Steve is here. Steve, what is going on, guys? I'm going to drop the link early. Guys, we have a 6-panel member limit, right? Because this is a fun topic. We're going to talk about cars, guys. We're going to talk about cars. Now, the new car market is absolute trash. Do not buy anything new. Don't have no $800 a month car payment, guys, or you will get cooked. Absolutely insane. It's good to see all you guys here, man. I hope you guys' week hasn't been that bad, you know? So guys, hold on. Let's damn. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Let me just save this really.
In jail without.
All right, guys. Yeah. So, guys,
owning a car.
I'm a huge car guy. You know. Always have been. I would have hundreds of thousands of more dollars owning a bank if I hadn't spent money on cars, like being a car guy. Not hundreds of thousands, but tens of thousands. You know, if I hadn't been a car guy in my 20s, guys, I have a man. Shoot, I used to go through cars like you go through underwear, man. I had a 89 5.0 GT, and then I had a 95 GT Mustang, and then I had a 95 M3. Then I had a 2002 WRX. You know, man, I had a lot of cars, you know. East Coast Kev, man, thanks for the $5. He says, stay patient, brothers. This economy, nay, will be on clearance. Absolute facts, guys. Absolute facts. Thanks for that, my friend.
You are scaring the hoes.
Guys, stay out of debt and don't spend money on these chicks, man. You know? Absolutely insane. Guys, I have a couple news stories here. Cool, guys. Wait. I'm so glad Colin showed up. Colin's a mechanic, a master mechanic too. So he can tell us too, guys, like, if you're, you know what? One of the things that's been lost on young men nowadays is real car culture, right, Colin?
Oh, yeah.
He gets a new Mustang or a new even a new project car. You guys are all standing in the garage or in the driveway, like, oh snap, no way, helping him like realize his dream. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, my one friend, he got a where's it? Here you go. He had one of these, the VR6 GLX Jetta. Man, he had one of these. It was a 96 or whatever. Yeah. And he found it, the whole front end crushed. It was mechanically fine. But you remember, guys, back in the 2000s, these were the shit. If you had one of these, man, shoot, you had nothing but draws coming at you.
Yeah.
Colin? Oh, man, these things are still sick. And when you put an exhaust on that VR6, woo, boy.
They
were fast. They handled good. This was the first car that I ever drove where the reverse was on the left hand side. You know what I'm saying? We had to go left and up. It was right next to first gear, you know? Man, these things are nice.
The only thing cooler than this with the first generation 12 valve VR6 was the Corrado.
Yeah. It was like, oh no. See, here's the thing. Most guys couldn't afford Corrados. Those were the holy grail, you know. Oh, I knew one guy who had one of these. It was my one friend's dad. He had the Corrado, and then they bought him a wrecked VR6. It was white. It was just like this one here. And he was like, guys, hey, come over. And we all went over to his house. We were like, no way. So what's the first thing that we did? We went online on eBay to try and find cheap parts. And then we went to pick apart. Colin, did you have a pick apart near you?
Yeah, I think there's one in Linwood. I think.
Yeah, that's the one I used to go to. No way, dude. I used to go to pick apart in Linwood. Yeah, guys. So we would go, got a new hood, got a new bumper, a new grill, got like the whole new front end on it. You know what I'm saying? Intake, exhaust. Oh man, he had some rims on it. We put some springs on and lowered it a half an inch. Oh, it was so nice, man. Shoot. This thing was nice, man. This thing, it was crazy because it was his dream car. As far as I know, he still has it to this day, along with his Lambo he drives. He's a millionaire now, but he still has his old Jetta from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I actually think that my one friend saw his wife driving his Jetta one day. So he has the $5. He says, smash the like button on the way in. Thanks for that.
You are scaring the hoes.
Guys, any questions? You guys, you super chat questions. I will answer them for you. So anyone who has direct questions, guys, let me know. Yes, Blown Cobra. Hey man, I dropped the link. Call in, bro. Even if you don't usually call in, hit the StreamYard link, man. You know what I'm saying? You obviously are a man of my own taste when it comes to cars. So as anyone who wants to call in, talk about cars, man, just hit the StreamYard link. Guys, I hate the big stupid laptops crammed in the dashboard. I hate it. I can't stand it. Why do all these things have friggin' touch screens? Why? It doesn't make any sense, man. You know? It makes no sense. And we'll get into this, right? Obviously, because you guys will see my whole stance. I'll give my whole stance on the car market now, you know? And Jeremy with $1.99 says his car is paid in full. Right on, man. That's awesome. Good job. Guys, the best car payment is no car payment whatsoever. Good job, man. All right. Thanks for the $1.99, my friend. I appreciate that.
Seriously. Garlic croutons, dude.
Yeah. So guys, there's this thing, and then my other friend had a what was it? What was that? Oh. One of these. He had a Prelude type SH in white. Oh, this thing was so sick, dude.
Oh, yeah.
2005, 2006. He found one. Once again, guys, it was wrecked. So like this old woman had got rear-ended, and they were gonna total it. So he ended up like figuring out where it went to, and then he bought it from the lot. I mean, from the junkyard. You know what I'm saying? And man, all he had to do was put a new trunk, bumpers, all this other stuff in the back, make sure that the chassis wasn't bent, and he was ready to rock, man. This thing was sick. You see what I was saying about? Yeah, Evil just said it. 90s and 2000s peak cars, right, Colin?
Yeah.
It was like the 60s and the early 70s were peak, and then the gas crack. This is trash cars from 74 to about 86, 87, and then cars started picking up again. There were some hidden gems in the 80s, obviously, but the 90s, you had nothing but bangers. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but bangers.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember right, these early first generation Preludes, were they the ones that also had all-wheel steering?
No, that was the second generation. This is the fourth right here.
Oh,
so you're
okay.
talking about the these ones.
Oh,
These
okay.
ones. I had an ex in college who had one of these. Yeah, it was nice too, man. So, and it was stick. Man, I used to drive that thing like a NASCAR champ. Let me drive your car. No! Come on, fine. All right, guys, let's look at some news first, because, guys, you are not going to believe this. Watch.
A car has never been more expensive. Owning a car has never been more expensive. And as anyone who's driven knows, the bills do not stop once you drive off the lot.
And these bills are not ones you can ignore either, right? So consumer reporter Grant Stevens shows us the cost of being on the road and how just a little prevention could save you some big bucks.
Oh, wait. But either way, guys, the car costs soar 40% higher than 2020. 40%. Look at this, guys.
A new study out right now, found a record number of auto loans are actually underwater. Now, the average amount owed on trade-ins reaching an all-time high, meaning their outstanding loan balance is higher than the actual value of the car. For more, let's get behind the wheel in a segment we call In This Economy. All right, joining me now to talk about the stress on car loans is Autos Director at S&P Global Mobility, Thomas Libby. Thomas, thank you for joining me. So how did we get into this mess?
Now, guys, we got into this because during the cough, right, the supply chain was drying up, so people were for some reason scrambling to buy cars faster than ever, paying over MSRP. This is why car prices are so high now. The average cost of a car is $50,000. That means a Camry, an Accord, $50,000. Because people were paying it. And that's why you see all these car lots are charging an arm and a leg for cars. They keep trying to squeeze as much money out of the consumers as possible. Why? From 2021 to 2023, car manufacturers dealerships sold the least amount of cars in a 3-year period, but made the most money. Colin, why is that?
Inflated prices and financing.
Thank you. Now, guys, if you were to walk into a dealership and say, I'm paying cash, a lot of these dealerships will actually kick you out.
Yeah.
They don't want you to actually pay cash. They want you to finance so they can add stuff on the back end so they can talk to you, and it's some stupid warranty. They can charge you $5,000 for a window tinting or some foolishness like that.
Yeah, they say nowadays dealers they're really not even selling cars anymore. I mean, yeah, you get a car, but what they're really selling is the financing. That's
Yes. Yep. And guys, they have 100-month car loans. 100 months. Because nowadays, guys, it's all about the monthly payment and not about the dollar amount. If you guys see, I have a couple of videos by that one guy on TikTok about car payments. You know what I'm saying? Where he sees $1,600, $1,700 a month car payments. What kind of crack cocaine do you have to smoke to pay $1,600 a month for a car payment? That's ridiculous.
Well, thanks. First of all, thanks for having me. What's happened is cars have gotten more and more in the last 10 or 20 years. And so what's happened is customers have been purchasing more and more expensive cars. And what's happened is they've actually been buying cars, and the loans have been going up also, and the cars have been depreciating. And so what's happened is you've got into a situation where actually the loans are more than the actual value of the car. And that's a problem for the consumer. So it's primarily been due to the increased price of cars, which is driven by the increased cost of making new automobiles and new light trucks, which are driven by several things. But that's the primary driver of it.
So what's the financial commitment for a car payment for the average American?
Well, right now, the average loan actually, the monthly payment on a loan for a new vehicle is somewhere in the vicinity between $775. Obviously, for
$775 a month. Look at that.
Straight up insanity.
And that's for like a Corolla or an Accord. You know what I'm saying? Once you start getting into trucks and SUVs, you're talking $900 a month.
At least it's less, but so that's what it is for the average vehicle. Now, obviously, there's a range that includes your luxury vehicles, your high-priced vehicles, as well as your lower-priced vehicles. Again, about $770, somewhere between $750 and $775 a month. That's the average.
So this will make it more difficult for customers to trade in their current car. Why is that?
Well, what happens is the customer, first of all, when the customer purchases a new vehicle with a loan, when they drive that new vehicle off the lot, the value of that new vehicle declines dramatically in about 5 minutes, to be candid with you. As soon as they drive it off the lot.
And if it's an EV, you're cooked. Because EVs lose their value faster than any other car on the road. You have $200,000 Porsche EVs that you can get for like 70 grand in like 3.5, 4 years. Insane.
Comes a used vehicle, and so the value is a lot less than what they paid for it. And so what happens is the vehicle continues to depreciate, and sometimes it's depreciating at a greater rate than the loan. And so the loan then they owe more on the loan the car's worth. So then when they go back to buy a new vehicle again, what happens is they owe more on the new vehicle than it's worth. So if they trade in that vehicle,
and once again, people don't drive their cars. Wheels fall off, like Colin does, like I do, like everyone else in this chat does, right? They have to have a new car every 3 to 5 years. Everyone in this chat, stop and put how long that you've had your car in the chat. Put the year of your car and how long you've had it. Mine's a 2014. I've had it for 7 years, I think. Around there. Yeah, and I'm going to keep it. You know? I haven't had a car payment in years. Colin, how about you, man?
Well, so we've talked about cars, and the regulars, they'll know, but so I got 3 Audis, right? All 3 of them are 03 models. My ride or die girl, Blanca, you know, she's a little Audi TT. She's white, hence the name Blanca. She's the second, she's the updated version of the high performance model. And I've, of course, I've done a few mods. Needless to say, this little car, it'll outrun or keep up with most Porsches on the road today. And cruising down the highway, if I'm just nice and easy cruising, dude, I'm getting like 37, 38 miles to the gallon on the highway in town. I'm doing always at least 21, maybe even 22 miles a gallon. Anyways,
Vintage says he's had his car for 25 years and he bought it in 2000. Guys, let's see if we can beat Vintage here.
But
he's had his car for 25 years. Let's go.
Yeah, but just real quick, my girl Blanca, I've had her for what, 17 or no, 18 years? Yeah, no, 17, 18 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best car I've ever had. Has never once let me down. Never once.
Right on, man. Mr. Big says 2011 that he's had for 3 years. Yeah, man, let's go. Yeah, guys, no car payments in here. You know, that's the dumbest thing that you can do is get yourself a huge car payment.
Trade-ins with drivers owing a record amount are on the rise. Those
You get it. How you doing? Even though she's dressed like freaking Big Bird, you know, but hey.
She's like a suck start a leaf blower.
drivers' outstanding loans are actually higher than the value of their cars. Joe Mason has a look at what to consider if you owe on your car while shopping for a new ride.
Don't shop for a new car.
At Midway Ford in Roseville.
How hard is this? Don't get a new car if you owe on your old car. Your old car is just fine. What do people do? And guys, hey, Memphis, Mr. Pig, a blown 93, Evil Driss, guys. Who are the ones that tend to trade in their cars upside down the most, Colin?
Women, of course. What kind of
Thank
dumbass
you
question is that?
very much. Thank you very much. And guys, who judges us men the most for having old cars?
Women.
Thank you very much. How many times have you guys heard women go, I met this guy Colin and he's all right, but oh my God, he drives this old car. It's an Audi, but it's an old one. It's an old one. I don't know why he doesn't have a new car. He can afford it. It's like, that's not the point. That's not Colin. How many times have you heard that? You know what I'm saying?
Well, not directly, because I don't, I wouldn't even let the females get that.
Like that from like.
Yeah. No, I get your point. Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. My dad's girlfriend has not one but 2 cars paid off. She has a Ridgeline and an old Mazda 3, perfect shape, like the first or second generation one, perfect.
Yeah,
paid off. She took the Mazda 3 to the dealership to get serviced. Of course, what's the first thing that they do? Show her that brand new CX90 hybrid. So, oh, this is so nice. Next thing you know, she's like, I'm thinking about getting a new car. He's like, why? Look at the price on this. This thing, Mazda CX90 hybrid. What's the price on this thing? 2025 CX990 price. Let's see. What's the price? 58 G's this thing costs. $58,000 brand new. And that's without the markups. Absolutely insane. And he was like, why? You have not one but 2 cars paid off. But these salesmen, they know exactly what women want. They know exactly how to and download this foolishness into these women's brains.
Yeah.
And then they'll turn in not one but 2 perfectly good cars for a brand new car, and they won't give you diddly dick on the trade-in. And you know what the worst part is? Guys, if you have an old car, don't trade it in, sell it. Sell it to one of your friends. If you want to get rid of it for cheap, sell it to one of your friends, or sell it for sale price on like Facebook Marketplace. Don't trade it in because they're not going to give you anything for it.
Yeah.
Absolute joke.
All cars are in tune. And thanks to Hoyt Dreyer, so is the piano in the showroom.
This is the only dealership I know that has a piano in the showroom.
We have had people that can't do chopsticks, and then we've had others that play like concertos from Bach.
Sales manager Tom Kulik says customers tickle the ivories. And unfortunately, these days, many can play a sad song. That's because new numbers from car website Edmunds show a record amount of drivers outstanding.
Cobra, dude. I don't know why you dropped. Call back in, bro.
Auto loans are higher than the actual value of their cars.
And now people are trying to get out of those cars. The only way you can do that is extend the terms again. So the next one, they're going to be in worse shape.
Next tonight to the major chip shortage.
The issue dates back to the pandemic, when chip shortages in the auto industry led to higher prices and larger loans.
I think we're just feeling some of that hangover now. You know, that was about 4 or 5 years ago, and we're feeling that come through now as these vehicles mature people start thinking about trading them in.
Scott Lambert with the Minnesota Auto Dealers Association says there are some things to consider if you owe a lot on your car and are shopping for a new ride.
If you have the cash available, you can try and buy down that negative equity right now so you don't keep rolling it forward into new loans. And the other thing is, if you do get a loan with some negative equity rolled into it, you should really consider getting some gap insurance.
Some experts say try selling your car on your own instead of trading it in at a deal.
That's what I just said. Ding, 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 ding. Look at that, guys. Look at that.
Sometimes you can get more through a private sale, which will help you pay off more of your loan. Hoyt is a piano technician.
Wow, you're annoying.
Research shows car prices are reaching record highs, forcing many car owners to consider longer loan terms. New car payments now average $750 a month. And according to credit reporting bureau Experian, as our Sacramento sister station KXTV reports, some loans are now up to 100 months.
100 months. Now, for all you guys who don't know how financing works, right? Does anyone in the chat know why this is such a huge problem? Anyone?
Compound interest.
Thank you very much. That's why Colin's here, right? Guys, the longer the loan, they can say, oh, don't pay attention to this $90,000 price. We can get you this payment that's relatively affordable, but you're paying interest over a longer period of time. So a $90,000 car, you're paying like $140,000 for. It doesn't make any sense. And then who, other than the amazing people that subscribe to my channel, keeps their car for 100 months? All of us will, but the average person won't, and the average woman certainly won't.
Yeah.
The average woman certainly won't. And that's the only reason why crappy brands like Infinity and stuff are actually still in business, is these knuckleheaded broads buy these cars. Why?
Yeah.
Why? And guys, the craziest part about, like, was it Acura, even Lexus to a smaller extent, the larger Lexuses are different. But guys, you can get a Camry, an Avalon, a Land Cruiser, the top of the line one, and it's just as good as a Lexus. The ES now is just an Avalon anyways. So guys, go and get yourself a top of the line Avalon. You know what I'm saying? It'll be the same thing. Any Acura. Ooh. Cobra, you have some background noise, buddy. I think it's gone.
I'm gonna try again.
Oh no, now you're good, bro. Now you're good.
I just have a mic and a speaker, and I'm turning my speaker down as far as it'll go.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, but next time try to have some headphones, But yeah, anyways, guys, once again, if you take any Acura, any one of them, you take a Honda that's fully loaded, it's just as good. A fully loaded Accord is the same as an Acura TSX, TL, whatever, SX, or whatever. A fully loaded Pilot's the same as an MDX. It's the same thing, and it costs you 15, 20 grand less. What a joke.
Sticker.
Cobra. How
Hey,
do you
guys.
feel about the current car industry?
I kind of checked out after around 2016, I would say.
Yeah. Why is that?
It started seeming like the prices were going through the roof.
Yeah.
In 2016, first of all, I like Fords and I like Lexus also.
Yeah, me too.
But 2016 was the last time I was able to get a new car.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 2016 Edge base model. That's when they started going big with all the upgrade packages and everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you could still get the 2.0 EcoBoost with an all-wheel drive. I live where it snows, and I was out the door for $27,500 on that.
Man, that was a long time ago. Now that's like a $60,000-$70,000 car. You know?
Well, I was thinking about getting another. The Edges were awesome. I thought that was a great car, and I was looking at getting like I think it was a 2023.
Mm-hmm.
The same car was going to be about 43 out the door.
Oh man,
Base model, no upgrades, no add-ins or anything. It was like the same price as the 2016 would have been for the top of the model, the ST package. So they basically went from charging the same price as the top of the model for the base model, and after COVID, you couldn't get the base model cars anymore.
Say the cough and don't say the name of the disease, just for YouTube's sake. You know
After post 2020, they no longer sold. You could go to the lot and they would no longer have those base model vehicles anymore.
Yeah, and what's crazy though, Cobra, they have even more base models. Like, you know how like if you go to Japan or in Europe, like you can get a Subaru Impreza, a base model front wheel drive one with no power anything for like 14 grand in Japan. You know what I'm saying? They don't sell those models here. They have even back in the day, back in the 90s and the early 2000s with like the GC body style, they had 2-door front wheel drive Subarus, Imprezas that were cheap. You could buy them dirt cheap, you know? That's the only cheap car that you can get for less than 20 grand, because they don't make the Versa, is that Mitsubishi Mirage, and they don't make that anymore. You know? The days of the cheap cars are over. It just doesn't make any sense. You know? Because I think every man's Colin Cobra here, click with me here. Let me know if you guys agree with me here. I think every man's car, like every man likes the 60s and the early 70s, right? You know, the muscle cars, the Camaros, the Mustangs, the Shelbys. You know what I'm saying? I think every man, that's like kind of our golden age of cars, where if we could have those cars now, we totally would. But I honestly think that the second golden age was probably 89 to about 2011, 2012, for the most part. Colin, Cobra, what do you guys think?
No, you're about right. Yeah, you're about right.
You know, where it was a tuner culture, Chevy's doing its thing, Ford's doing its thing, Honda's doing its thing, you know, STIs, Evos, M3s, you know what I'm saying? Like everything was reliable. You could fix it yourself. Parts were cheap. What do you think, Cobra?
Well, if we look back, 2013 is the year where the first phase of the Obama Cafe emissions kicked in.
Oh,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, I hadn't thought about that. Cobra, can you kind of brief the audience on what those were?
Well, CAFE stands for Corporate Average Fuel Emissions.
Yeah.
And it's not based off of car. It's based off of the output of the emissions for the entire manufacturer.
Yeah.
Right. The fleet standards.
And so the government would penalize the manufacturers based on the complete output package. So the way they handled it was they basically passed that cost down to the consumer.
Yeah. Yep.
And they did it in a way where it phased out the cheap cars.
Yeah. Yep.
So they were kind of almost rewarded for the pickup trucks and the big SUVs were kind of like exempt from that structure.
Yeah.
And so they shifted their model to focusing on selling those high-end vehicles. And then simultaneously, they dropped their cheap cars. One thing that happened was Suzuki, which was a competitor to Subaru and Mitsubishi, they produced these cheap all-wheel drive cars that you could buy for $8, $9, $10, $12,000.
Even the Kashi, that was that one that they made. That was a decent car. That wasn't the Kazashi or whatever. You guys remember this? Suzuki, what is it called? Suzuki Kazashi. You guys remember this thing? This thing was a Accord-sized all-wheel drive car that you can get. And I think it was like 20, it started at like 22,000. It's a nice car, you know? Like Suzuki made this. This was their last attempt, right? It was all-wheel drive. You can get automatic, manual. It was pretty well put together. And then they just couldn't hang, you know? And hey, do you know about the whole thing with the standards now where there's a loophole where it's based on the size of the vehicle? Like trucks, it's the size of the truck and not just the emissions. So like the bigger the truck actually size-wise, the more the looser standards. That's why these modern pickup trucks are so damn big now.
Yeah.
But the bed isn't bigger. The truck is bigger, but you can't haul more with it. It makes no sense. What a joke. Cobra, you were saying?
Guys, look at what happened in 2013, though. All your like Pathfinders, your Xterras, all your Forerunners and everything that had this like rugged 4x4 look, they all turned into bubbles at the year 2013.
Yeah, and they were all car-based SUVs and not actual, your body on frame truck SUVs. And it's sad because Pathfinders, like the first gen ones, you can drive over a landmine in one of those things, you know? Like you could drive those for hundreds of thousands of miles off-road. Those are some of the best vehicles I've ever seen. Were the first generation Pathfinders, man. Things were great. So
also in 2013, all of our V8s and mid-sized vehicles went away.
Yeah.
They're replaced with turbo 4-cylinders.
Yeah. Yep.
Shop is everywhere.
In 2013.
Yeah. True.
Especially at the car dealership. New research shows car prices are reaching record highs, forcing many car owners.
Guys, let's hit the like button. Guys, we have 103 people watching. Guys, let's try and hit 100 likes in record time today.
To consider longer loan terms, some reaching 100 months.
Part of what's going on is cars are just getting more expensive.
Struggling with sticker shock. New car owners are now facing record prices, just as the overall cost of living is feeling harder than ever. Car payments now average $750 a month.
$750. Look at that, guys. And you wonder why nobody has any money. Guys, look at that.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
Come on,
The Reporting Bureau Experian. Kelley Blue Book reports new car prices are holding steady at an average $50,000.
Manufacturing costs have risen. There's also just sort of a preference for bigger, more expensive cars.
A typical car loan has ranged from 48 months to 60 months, but Experian says a third of car buyers last year took out loans that stretched 72 months or 6 years, while others are going even further, pushing their car loans to 100 months or more than 8 years.
What do you think these type of loans say about where we are financially now?
Yeah, it's a little bit concerning, right? Because I think you kind of have sort of two completely different things going on. On the one hand, there's sort of a upper income spectrum who pretty much just shrug their shoulders. But, for people who are a little bit on the lower end or even the middle end of the income spectrum, I think we're seeing a lot about just how thin they are stretched.
This all comes as more Americans are falling behind on their car payments,
Look at that.
while the price of new cars and trucks increased 33% since 2020, according to the Wall Street Journal. Derek Stimmel, economics professor at UC Davis, wants you to keep in mind a long loan term means you're likely going to pay more in interest over time compared to a shorter loan.
What did we say, right? What did we say?
Term.
Focus a little bit more on the out-the-door price of the car rather than the monthly payment, because that's really going to be the thing that ultimately,
I said that same thing too. They want you to focus on the payment, not the price of the car or the upgrades or all this other crap that they're trying to sell you. You know, and guys, here's the thing: it's genius marketing. You know, like I get it, I understand it's capitalism, right? But guys, once you have the knowledge and you're informed, empower yourself. And guys, there are plenty of $8,000, $9,000 cars that are reliable. Guys, there's cheap, good cars and expensive crap cars, right? People think that because a car is cheap, it's bad. There's plenty of cars that we've talked about, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, right? Clayton, that 5.7 that's in your Tundra, it won't run out. It won't need rebuilt. Those things are bulletproof. You know what I'm saying? There are guys with 900,000 miles on that 5.7 in the Tundra. Now the new Tundras with that turbo V6, nope.
It's going to have a big influence on your ability to afford the car or not.
And have a plan for financing your car before going to the dealership.
Are the old days of $300, $200 car payments gone?
I would say, yeah, they're probably gone, unless somebody really wants to put like a huge down payment on it.
Just get one used. Guys, I can put a 1 if you agree that used cars are just better than new ones anyways. Not the previous generation. I would say 2 generations ago, because I would say like maybe 2019 to now, with all the big stupid screens in the car and the lane assist and stuff. That's when they really started putting all that crap in the cars. It was 2019, 2018, and then before that you had what? 2012 to 2018. So I would say that from 2000 to 2009, 2010, you can get one of those cars cheap, $8,500, $9,000, a Buick Park Avenue, a Lincoln Town Car, a Corolla, a Camry, an Avalon for dirt cheap, and it'll last you longer than these newer cars. And guess what? If you gotta fix it, I guarantee you have your friends, your dad, your uncle who can get some tools and show you how to fix it. Or you can go to some mechanic that you can trust. They can find parts cheap and fix it for you for cheap. They have to plug in 18,000 diagnostic computer tools to freaking figure out what one thing is going wrong. It's ridiculous. So, Greg, your camera's on. If you want to leave it on, but turn your camera off and I'll bring you up. So,
a car.
Guys, let's go back here.
In 2018.
There's a little button, Greg. Just hit the camera. It's next to the mute button on the microphone. Just turn it off. This, guys.
Why now?
Yeah.
That's
when
Ashley Buster got her car as a gift, and now she's holding on to it for as long
as... You have a lot of background noise. Just mute until you're going to talk, all right?
She can't.
There's just other... In 2018.
That's when Ashley Buster got her car as a gift, and now she's holding on to it for as long as she can.
There's just other expenses that I'd rather save for rather than... I don't need a car. I'm going to try to run it till it's not going to run anymore.
Because right now, car payments are rising.
When I first made a car payment, it was like $450. Now I'm kind of more up in like the $600 range.
But whose fault is that? It's dunderheads who look just like you idiot. Guys, what's the only reason why they charge so much money for things? Is people are dumb enough to pay the price for it. we, the consumers, have the power, guys. That's the number one okie doke that these corporations do, is they make us think that we need them instead of them needing us. They need us, guys. Do not go to the. You know what else is messed up, Colin, Cobra? You know what's messed up? Think of this. Cars are one of the only things you can't buy directly from the manufacturer. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Car dealerships are a scam because it's an automatic middleman. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are ways that you could actually buy a TV straight from, like, the dealership, or you can buy phones straight from Samsung. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can buy a lot of things from the factory. You know? But cars are one of the few things you cannot buy from the factory. Imagine how much cheaper it would be if you were to go to Ford and say, I want a Mustang, please. And then they drive you your Mustang out of the factory and hand you the keys. Imagine how much cheaper it would be. It's an absolute joke.
Well, it actually used to work in our favor. Pre-cough, you would be able to get the car for under MSRP.
Yeah, facts.
Post-cough, they found out a way to slow production and make everybody pay over MSRP.
Yep. They were selling the least amount of cars and making the most amount of money. Delano says any pre-2010 cars are the most reliable. Facts. That's absolute truth. Someone says that his brother has a 2005 car with 327,000 miles. Look, and someone said MGTOW don't need a fancy car. Facts. Absolute facts. I'm so glad that most, if not all, of my subscribers are intelligent people who save money and aren't sheep. That's just proof that none of you guys are sheep, you know? Because, guys, what is this? I'm going to buy a new car. I'm going to spend $100,000 on a Jeep Grand Wagoneer. On a Jeep Grand Wagoneer, $170,000. Are you crazy for a Jeep? My sister paid almost $75,000 for a Jeep Wrangler. Her friend got a Jeep Wrangler hybrid, the 4xe Rubicon. She paid $86,000 for a Jeep Wrangler.
Jesus.
That is what women do. That's why all of us get hit so hard. It's because these morons who don't know how to freaking manage their money.
So no, I would say it's way more expensive than it used to be.
According to a survey by LendingTree, close to 50% of Americans are taking out auto loans with terms longer than 72 months.
Whoa, Colin, look. Oh, you hear this? Do you hear this? Look at this.
Longer than 72 terms on auto loans with Americans are taking close to 50% of Americans are taking out auto loans with terms longer than 72 months.
47% of Americans have longer than 72-month car loans. Absolutely insane.
Well, the insane thing is they're doing it when they're like 22, 23 years old.
Why? I can't even imagine.
They're doing it at 23 years old, making, less than we used to make when we were 20.
But you can't tell them what to do, Cobra, with their underwater lesbian studies degrees, right?
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
$50,000 was like you were just a super rich person.
Yeah.
Now it's just normal.
Yep, that's true.
You're even seeing some people with $1,000 plus car payments.
My God.
And that is a really big number, especially when you consider how tight most Americans' budgets are and how little expendable income.
Why does this guy talk so slow? And dude, are you on dial-up still? Like what's going on here?
A lot of people have.
Matt Schultz is a chief consumer finance analyst at LendingTree.
Longer loan terms give you lower monthly payments usually, but you end up paying for it in the long run.
Schultz says Gen X and millennial borrowers are carrying the biggest balances. And if you're looking to get the best deal, he recommends shopping around. Consider a low-cost option and get pre-approved for a loan before you go to the dealer.
Buy used. You see this? Where's that other bullet point? Buy used. What is going on? Guys, am I in Bizarro land here? What is going on?
Dealership.
Because unless you're getting one of those 0 or 1% or 2% deals from the dealer, chances are the rates they offer you aren't going to be as good as what you would get from a bank or from a credit union.
A national report shows more families are having their cars repossessed for falling behind on.
And guys, hey, you know why they have this stat? Colin, who do they count as a family along with married couples?
Single moms.
Thank you very much. Ding, 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 ding. When they say that more families are having repos, guys, all of a sudden it's... You didn't have second thoughts. Now you're a single mom. Now you're a single mom. And guys, I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel bad for them. They chose to have bastard kids, right? They chose to major in underwater lesbian studies, right? They chose to work at some nonprofit that pays them $35,000 a year.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
You know what I'm saying? And now they expect us to bail them out. In most places, a guy can make 65, 70K and live a decent life. Most places. Get a nice studio apartment, rent a room in a house, have a used car, and you can pretty much live anywhere as a guy. If your one job pays you 55K, guys, get a second job, you know what I'm saying? Work. You can make about 65K. Or get a trade, you're making 70, 80K, you're chilling. Guys, you can travel, you can have your hobbies, you know? But the worst thing that you can do, and I want everyone that's in this chat to put a 1, if you agree, the worst thing that a 28-year-old guy making about 55, 60K, living cheap can do is put a woman into his finances. That is the absolute worst thing you can do as a guy. Imagine Cobra is renting a townhouse or a nice little house, right? He has his Cobra in the garage. He has his Ford Edge in the driveway. He's got some decent furniture. He has his nice little big screen to watch the games. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have the Edge any longer. That went with the X.
What I'm saying, regardless, he's living his nice life. You know, has his dog. He's chilling. Goes hunting every now and then. Then he meets Stephanie, and Stephanie and him get along. She goes over to his house a couple times. You know, they're getting along. She smashes a couple times. Next thing you know, she's leaving her toothbrush at his house. And what's the next step, right? Oh, well, Cobra, your furniture's not nice enough. You need to get more furniture. Cobra, you need to get a new car. We need to travel more. We need to go out to eat more. All she's doing is adding expenses and spending and wanting you to spend your money to make her feel more comfortable in your house. Why do men fall for this? Why?
That is facts.
Say again?
That is facts.
Yeah.
I mean, you go ahead and have a woman around you, you're going to go ahead and spend some money. It's very maybe like 5% you probably run into if you're lucky that don't have you doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. And think about how crazy this is. A man would never go into the woman he's dating's house and tell her, oh, you have too many shoes. Oh, you have too many pillows on your bed. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't do that. But they will come into Colin's house. Why do you always throw your boots in there? And why don't you have, why don't you have enough plates? They're like, that's his house. Women think that their way is the right way. And if you do anything wrong, anything other than that, It's wrong. That's why that weaponized incompetence, all that is my way or the highway. That's all it is. People do things differently. Men understand that that women do things differently than us. But they will say that their way is right. And if you can't do it exactly their way, it's incompetent, even if your way is better. They'll say my way is better. So, hold on. Sorry, guys.
Payments now than at any other point in the last 15 years.
And locally, tow truck drivers also report a significant increase in repossessions across our county.
So for Anonymous, business is booming. You see, Anonymous's tow truck. He's Tokyo drifting the friggin' tow truck down. Guys, we're at 57 likes, guys. Make sure to stop. Take a second, hit the like button, guys. I called the 304 button because it's easy and it's free. So, guys, hit the like button, you know?
Sergio Flores from
someone had said it's actually cheaper in the long run to have all vehicle maintenance done. I don't know. Well, it's cheaper. It depends on how quickly that you can do your own maintenance, because the number one thing is time, right? So someone like Colin that can do his own maintenance and like lickety split because he's a mechanic is cheaper. But for some who just don't have the time, that's different. The time and the expertise, you know, like it would take Colin a lot less time to change brake pads. Than me, I know how to do it. He can just do it like boom, like that. Whereas me, I'd be drinking beer, cussing, swearing. you know what real men are supposed to do. God damn, I'd be calling, help me out here. I'm trying to think with a mallet, So
guys, just get your maintenance done. It doesn't matter who does it or how much it costs. Just don't fall behind on it.
Yeah, that's true. True. But here's the thing about this, Cobra. How many Civics, Accords, Integras, Camrys, Corollas, and from the 90s and the early 2000s, yeah, you don't even need to do maintenance on them. I mean, it helps, obviously, but most of the people I know who have those don't do any maintenance at all. And Toyota knows that people won't do it. So they over-engineer the cars. Guys, it was so bad. So my girl, her friends have a Corolla. So one of them's a chick. She drove from Pennsylvania down to Maryland and was like, my car is making a weird noise. It was tick, 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 tick. I'm like, when was the last time that you changed the oil? She's like, what are you talking about? Yo, I opened up the hood, Colin. There was no oil on the dipstick.
Yeah.
There was no oil on the dipstick. She'd been driving it like that. She doesn't even know the last time that the oil was changed. It had been years. It was so bad, guys. I had to get pliers and pry the oil cap off to put oil in it. I had to actually go and get like a larger set of pliers. I had to go and get it off there. And then I topped the oil off, and she drove home just fine. So, Sweet Auntie says, buy common cars. You can source parts from the scrapyard. Facts. Guys, there's pick-up parts and stuff near you, man. Thank you for that $5, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Seriously. Garlic croutons, dude.
NBC7 Response explains how quickly a car can be repossessed.
Many struggling families have a lot riding on their car when it comes to getting through each day of the week. I mean, there's work, school, errands, and the car can be towed within minutes. And just like that, someone's world gets turned upside down. And local tow companies tell me this is happening a lot more lately. So if you're behind on your auto payments, here are some options that may help you keep your car.
Time is of the essence. Alex Alvarez from Active Recovery Services has located a car that's on his people list for lack of payment. It's in the parking lot of a shopping center. It takes him less than 5 minutes to hook.
Yo, he runs up there, guys.
lift, and tow the car out of the parking lot, and it's gone, just like that.
It has to be fast. People want to get in the vehicle before we hook it up.
Alex says he takes no pleasure in leaving people without a car, but that's the job he's hired to do.
This job it's not easy. You know, there's not for everyone. I've had a lot of employees that just come and go and tell me the same thing. It's not for them. But if I don't do it, you know, another repossession company is going to pick it up.
Well, I'm buying work boots to start work on Monday, and all of a sudden I just started seeing a tow truck.
Ezekiel Rodriguez was driving the car that Alex just picked up. He says it belongs to his
Beta man. Yo, how you gonna watch the guy's car get repoed and then interview the guy?
So AJ, let me ask you. Let me kind of hijack here a little bit. Do you guys know why there's such a large repo crisis right now? There's over 11 million cars that are waiting to be repoed. Basically, the repo guys, they've got more work than they could ever do in a lifetime, right?
Yeah.
You know why? In the professional circles, they call it the subprime lending crisis. You know why why this is going on? Just take a wild guess.
Women?
Well, no, they've always been part of the
underwater.
No, the illegals. All these subprime lenders, they were letting Jorge and Jesus and whatever, they're letting them buy these $70,000-$80,000 Escalades with these ridiculous lending terms. And now that Orange Man is giving them the boot, guess what? Those payments aren't getting made anymore.
Yeah, Socrates. Straight shooter. Socrates says it. Yeah, that's why MGTOW has a problem because guys, they're scared of us men checking out and pulling our dollars out of this stupid retail BS economy, right? Us men, we focus on needs and not wants. We'll have one or two hobbies, usually like a primary and a secondary, and we'll spend money on that. But we just don't willy-nilly spend money, and that's what they're scared of, guys. That's what they're super duper scared of.
And she let him borrow it while she traveled out of the country on a family emergency. Now they have to figure out a way to get it back. And
because I started at 4 a.m. and there's no MTS at that time. And Uber right now is very expensive. So
according to the Federal Reserve, 3.88% of auto loans fell into delinquency in the third quarter of 2025, the highest since March 2010. And those with the lowest credit scores are being impacted the most. The report shows almost 16% of borrowers with subprime credit are late on their payments.
And guys, they're counting on this CarMax, all this stuff. They're taking small down payments, knowing that they won't make the payments, right? They consider that income. They get 2 or 3 payments, repo the car, and they put the car back for sale again. So
before we used to do, I want to say 2 to 3 repos a day, average. Right now, we're receiving about 10 assignments a day.
So these guys make a lot of money, guys. You guys want a career change? Brush up on your jiu-jitsu skills. Get your concealed carry and become a tow truck driver.
The increase has been so significant that he's had to pass some of his work to other towing companies that don't specialize in repos as he does. They may have more work, but it never gets easier, they say, to ignore the plights of borrowers affected by the tow.
sometimes I wish I could.
Richard Wright, man, says he's 74 and he's worked on cars his entire life. Right on, man.
Could do something for them, but if I did something for them, then I'd have to do something for everyone else, so that part we can't do.
Okay, so they're nice enough guys just doing their job, but still, how do we avoid them?
Changing your car payment from being $600 a month to $450 a month can make it a lot more affordable and a lot easier to pay.
Simon
How
Goodall
about,
is
how about you just not have a car payment period? Colin Cobrelino. Yes, see how they're like the language they're using is still normalizing having a car payment? You see this? You guys see how they're acting like subprime people should actually still be getting paid loans? If you have subprime credit, guys, you shouldn't be able to get debt at all. You shouldn't be getting car loans at all. You should be having to save up cash. Because, guys, that's what our grandparents did. Our parents did, right? When I was growing up, my parents never had car payments. They paid cash for all of their cars, you know? Our grandparents certainly paid cash for all their cars, you know?
the CEO of Caribou, an online auto loan refinance company. He says one way to lower your monthly payments
is come to my website and give me business. You guys see how they're playing slick right here?
Is to refinance.
Because if they bought a car and their credit wasn't great, but they've made a payment consistently, oftentimes their credit score is improved and they might not even know it.
Another option is extending your loan. And he said that doesn't necessarily mean you'll pay more in interest.
If you want an 84-month loan to begin with, so you have a lower required payment, but you want to pay more than the minimum, you'll pay your car off faster. So it's complete flexibility.
He also told us people refinancing at 84 months are saving about $179 a month.
Because there you go, guys. Do you see the okie doke right there? 84 months. 84 months. Look at that. You're saving more. Your payment's lower, but you're paying more in interest. Look at that.
Okay, so if you're already behind on your payments, the first thing to do is contact your lender. You might be surprised how flexible they are to help you keep your car and keep the loan going. And if you simply don't want to have an auto loan anymore, you can always voluntarily surrender the vehicle on your terms. Maybe even have the lender cover or split the cost of the tow, since an involuntary repo is more expensive for them. And it can happen within minutes when you least expect it.
And now I'm like, okay, all right, let's see what proceeds.
And we
what?
In tonight's Eye on Your Money, high prices, expensive housing, and recent job losses are just some of the reasons why many Americans are struggling in the current economy.
Well, now there's another sign. The Federal Reserve reporting in the last quarter of this year that the number of people falling behind on car payments went up considerably. As Christina Flores reports, one local credit union says more people are giving up their vehicles voluntarily before they get repossessed.
Rich Whitaker has been in the business of recovering repossessed vehicles.
Guys, pay your debts. If you are in debt, guys, make your car payment, make your credit card payment. Guys, please don't be like one of these chicks, right? Where you're getting your collectors calling you, you're getting your cars repo, guys.
For over 40 years.
Do you see more repossessions lately?
Absolutely.
The people he takes the cars from have stories.
The economy screwed it up.
People are not just falling behind on car and truck payments, it's semi-trucks too.
So you're telling me you're picking up a lot more semis than normal. How many are you picking up a week?
Probably 2.
Rich says truck drivers tell him it's hard to make a living.
They just complain about the price of freight if you talk to them, that there's just no money in it right now.
The problem is even worse with RVs. Many of those were bought during the pandemic.
People bought RVs because they couldn't take their kids to Disneyland, and a lot of them are just giving them back. And a lot of people are actually living in them.
So you've had to repossess RVs that people are living in?
Absolutely.
So what does that tell you?
That they've lost their house or they can't afford rent.
When the economy takes a turn, Rich sees it.
I think the higher end half of the country, those folks are hanging in there pretty good. It's the lower half that are struggling the most.
That's what you're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing more members fall behind on their car payments?
Yes, we have seen that over the last year or so.
Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. Yo, get some sun for the. Look at look at how creepy this chick looks.
Susan Chadwick is VP of the credit division at America First Credit Union.
It's not an alarming increase based on the volumes that we have, but certainly the trend is showing that it's going up slightly and has done so for about the last year.
What is notable, the number of people voluntarily surrendering their vehicles.
Look at that,
We have seen more members, as in the last year or so, that have said, I can't afford this anymore. I've exhausted all my options and resources. Here's the auto back.
That's unusual.
It is.
Whether your vehicle is repossessed or you give it up, you're still on the hook for the loan and your borrowing power is hurt.
Once you hit 30 days past due, that's going to hit your credit report.
America First calls people 5 days after a missed payment to give them options so they can keep their car.
You know, possibly a few months of interest-only payments. Occasionally, we'll do a skip payment to get them through a short-term situation.
Chadwick says America First offers free debt counseling too. The last thing they want is to repossess a car.
You don't want the car back.
No, it doesn't do us any good. It doesn't do our members any good. So let's try not to do that.
All right, guys. Now, there's a YouTuber named Thomas Siebert. Check him out, guys. He's awesome, right? He talks about the car market, how it's cooked. And guys, these dealerships are getting everything that they deserve. Because, guys, all these dealerships are all full. Someone in the chat has said that they noticed that all the car dealerships are all full. Guys, they don't have these cars on the lot for free. They have to buy the product from the dealer, from the manufacturer, and past X amount of days that those payments start building up. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And there are 2023s still on the lot. There's 2024 still on the lot. You know how much money that's costing? Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Yeah, guys. So we'll look at a couple of these videos about Toyota, about Ford, because Ford right now has the most recalls of any car company on planet Earth. Do not buy any new Fords, guys. Do not. You're asking for trouble. It doesn't
I'm
make
gonna
any
have
sense.
to agree with that.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of all their American engineers and they're hiring all these foreigners who are just screwing up the product.
It's so bad that if you have a Ford, they can't they don't have enough technicians to fix these things, and then none of the technicians want to fix it. Because Colin, isn't warranty work you get paid differently than actually doing regular jobs, right?
Well, no
payment, right?
Right. So pretty much most all techs, 100% at dealerships, they get paid what's called flat rate. So that's what the book time is. So here's a problem with warranty time at the dealership. You take your car to Joe Blow repair shop for water pump replacement. They look at their labor estimating guide and it says, okay, it's supposed to take under absolute perfect condition, no rust, no dirt and grime, everything. It's like it just rolled off the assembly line. It's supposed to take 2.4 hours to replace this water pump. Warranty time will say, well, no, we don't go by what it takes to replace it after the fact. We go by what it took us to actually put it in at the factory. So therefore, we're only going to pay 1.1 hours.
What?
Yeah.
Cooked.
Yeah, dude, this is a flat rate, dude. It's the biggest, flat rate. It's the big. This is why I finally gave up fixing cars, because an honest mechanic, honestly, you just can't make money. Like,
yeah. But when you get small hats invading the mechanic space, that's what happens.
I know. It's just the fact that the newer cars they're building them less reliable on purpose.
Yeah, it's planned obsolescence.
But even though we plan to have okay, the United States has a different car model than anywhere else, because in Europe and Japan, you're supposed to buy your car and keep it for a long time, right? That's why you have like these stickers in Europe where people have like every 100,000 miles, they have like a little sticker on their car, and they have like 5 of them, right? Or in Japan, you're supposed to have a car and then like keep it in the family. That's what Toyota wants. They want you to be a customer, your kids to be a customer, and your kids' kids. Meaning that, if you buy something, you'll hand it down, and hand it down, and hand it down, where the car stays in the family, right?
Right. It's a lifetime investment.
The United States, they were pushing the whole buy a new car every 3 to 5 years. That's why Japanese car generations are like 7 to 10 years, whereas the United States is 3 to 5 years, because they wanted to buy the newest one, but they were still making reliable cars. Some of the most reliable engines on planet Earth are American engines. The Chevy 350, the
Ford 4.6 Grand Marquis one,
the 3.8 GM made. Some of the most Ecotech that they put in the Cavalier. Those things ran forever, right?
Yeah. The 5.0 Coyote in the modern Ford F-150s.
Will, if you're gonna get a Civic, get the 2.0 and not the 1.5. That new Honda 1.5 liter is absolute trash, guys. Please don't buy it. It's the base engine that comes in the Civic and the Accord. Do not buy it. It's horrible. It's a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder. It's the worst engine that Honda ever made. Ever made. They have more recalls. They have more everything. It's terrible. Yes, the 3800 Vortec.
Yes, yeah.
It's a beast of an engine.
The 6.0 Vortec is pretty good too.
Yes.
Mine almost has 300,000.
Guys, it's so bad that the new small block V8s are trash that GM makes.
Travesty.
So bad. And of course, their CEO of GM is a woman.
Is a woman.
Right.
Yep.
Look at that.
I've been waiting for that one.
A joke.
I think Ford had
insane.
One of the Henry Ford's like great granddaughters or something. She was running part of the Ford company for a little bit too. I think she got booted.
Maybe she was like CIO, but all the CEOs have always been.
I think she was maybe CEO.
She was all about the warranty.
Gotta make sure those tires are rotated. Look out for that leaky hose clamp over there.
Coil. It was all nice and classy, and then snowboard showed up. Look at this guy. So here we go, guys. King Raymond. My brother had a does the SI have the 1.55 in it? You said you have a hold on.
Well, the manual shift 2.0 liter is canceled this year.
Hold on.
The SI has the 5-speed stick now.
Wait, it has a 5-speed?
I'm sorry, 6-speed. It's got the manual though.
Oh, okay, that scared me because I know my buddy, when I was stationed up at North Carolina, he came back from deployment and bought a 24 SI Sport. Well, no, he bought a 24 Civic Sportback, and it came with the 6-speed with the 2-liter. And he said to this very day, no problems.
Now
that's been canceled.
My brother had the same engine. He didn't have any problems either, right? But your friend and my brother and Raymond must have the good ones, because look at this. It's has issues: premature head gasket failure, oil dilution, carbon buildup on the intake valves. These engines are not good, man. They're not good, especially compared to other Honda engines, man. Absolutely insane. Look at this. So the 1.5T is the worst Honda engine ever. So guys, yeah, you're better off buying an older one or getting the 2-liter that comes in some of them. Here we go, guys. Watch.
Ford is one of the most iconic American automakers. It's the brand that put the world on wheels with the Model T. Remember the whole built Ford tough? Yeah, not anymore, I can tell you that. Now they're known as the recall king. And over the past years, Ford has faced some of the biggest challenges, huge quality problems, record-breaking recalls, financial hits, and just big mistake after mistake. If you go to your local Ford dealership, you will see a $100,000 vehicle, which makes me wonder, who do they think their customer base is? $100,000 trucks and SUVs. They don't even want to sell any sort of affordable vehicle. The Ford Maverick, which was supposed to be a $20,000 truck, almost every time I see it at the car lot, it's over $35,000.
Look at
and
that.
That's before the dealership does any add-ons. Ford issued more recalls than any other automaker. It just goes to show that their quality is not that high. Over 150 recalls and millions of vehicles affected. The worst part about it is you don't even have a chance to get your vehicle fixed in some situations, at least in a timely manner. It can take some serious time. The CEO of Ford, Jim Farley, said they don't have enough mechanics. So based on that information, it can definitely be a delayed process if you get a recall. He said they are 6,000 technicians short right now. And the dealerships are the third party that actually hire their technicians, not Ford themselves. But the whole reason these Ford technicians are quitting is because they're doing nothing but warranty work, and they're paid flat rate, which is not going to be a salary base. Flat rate works
What
for
did I just tell you
a
guys?
certain
What did I
amount of
just tell
hours,
you guys?
and
Yep.
the mechanic is trying to beat that clock. But when it comes to warranty work, there's no way to beat the clock. Almost every mechanic is actually behind the clock in a lot of cases, which is coming out of the mechanic's time, so no wonder they're quitting in droves. And there's 6,000 mechanics
80
short.
grand.
And Ford has a lot of issues with warranty costs. It's never a good look when a manufacturer has a recall and they don't do enough work to fix it. I mean, you see what's going on at General Motors. They're trying to put a Band-Aid over a complete engine failure. It's not a good look.
Yeah.
Same deal at Ford. When they have recalls, they don't help all the way like they should. They're like every other manufacturer. They do the bare minimum possible that's actually federally mandated for them to do during the safety recall. It's just crazy the amount of recalls that Ford has. Ford's leadership has acknowledged that quality improvements are the company's biggest near-term opportunity, meaning that fixing the quality is now a core strategy priority, which
it is now. That should be it from the jump. And that's the thing that you have to admire about how the Japanese have been. I mean, since the 70s, right?
Yeah.
It's as they've had more of like a focus on the American market, they've ended up making things less reliable. But like Toyota for the last 40 years, you know that if you're buying that product, it's going to run forever. Lexus, Toyota, the same thing, obviously, right? But guys, the Tundra, and they were built in Texas, the Tundra, the Tacoma, the 4Runner, you know what I'm saying? Even in the 90s, with the 4Runners, they made that 1 year where the head gaskets went bad.
Issue.
You could still drive like a 96 4Runner with a leaky head gasket for like 200,000 miles. It just keeps going. You know what I mean? Like an 84, 85 Corolla. You're just driving. It just runs and runs and runs.
Well, they built that into their philosophy. There's actually a book on it called the Toyota Method, but they made it so they kind of made it so like Americans / sometimes single moms who don't do all the maintenance, so the vehicle will still run even if you basically abuse it. Where like a German vehicle, you must do it on time every time when they want it, or else you're kind of cooked.
Is that
It's just a difference in philosophy in Japan.
But that's not saying that German cars are reliable.
No,
they're just reliable if you use them for exactly what they're supposed to be used for. So, like, if you take a friggin' M3 and double the horsepower, it's gonna blow up. But if you take like an older Supra, they were meant. You guys will have 1,200 horsepower on the stock transmission. It still goes 800 horsepower on the stock bottom end. You guys remember the old Sentra SERs, 91. This thing here, the old school one. These things are great cars. There was a guy. This thing has like 120 horsepower stock. This guy had 540 horsepower on the stock transmission. It was still going. It was still going.
Is that like front wheel drive too?
Yeah. These are great.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, those are awesome cars. Hold on. Aoli said today's Japanese cars are not as good as it used to be. He drives them. Yeah, I would say 2020 and up, man. You know, they've really shit the bed with Japanese cars. You know what I'm saying? SUVs, fine. And the Tundra sucks now. And I'll play his video on Toyota here in a second. But guys, please go over and give Thomas Sieber here some love. He puts out two or three videos a day, and they're about 6 minutes long. It's nice and quick, you know. They're called Surus in Mexico. But yeah, thanks for the $5, man. I appreciate that, guys. Thanks for all the love as of late, man. I appreciate that.
You are scaring the hoes.
You know?
Which really shows that it was an issue.
Can I add in two things real quick?
Yeah, but because here
are related.
Go to Thomas Sieber's channel. You know, drop him a sub and like all of his videos, man. I really like him. And let him know that I sent you, man. So what were you saying?
When it came to Ford too, another thing that they screwed up with the warranties was that 5.4 engine where the spark plugs would shoot out. That engine,
that was in the 2000s,
they didn't do nothing
right?
to help you. Probably like 2010 uppers or.
But Snowboard,
I'm not sure of the exact years. I don't think they make that motor anymore, but it was garbage.
The 5.4 liter, because that was a modular engine, right?
The spark plugs would shoot out.
You had the 4.6, it was fine.
The 4.6 is one of the best engines ever.
But when you did the 5.4, it was cooked. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When it came down to the warranty and you have a freaking spark plug shoot out of it basically almost shot out of the hood.
Yeah.
And they didn't take care of that, you know, because that's going to mess up your head gasket and everything. And there was no one to do that. Ford didn't do nothing to help you with that at all.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we can kind of bulletproof it. Well, yeah, you'd bulletproof it after all the damage was done, and then you would pay for that again. And then one other thing too about the modern cars in general is
they're ugly.
They're ugly.
They're ugly as sin.
They're ugly as sin, but the quality of metal is kind of dog shit too, because it's been recycled so much that it's cheaper aluminum. It might be a little bit lighter.
Here, I'll raise you this. They don't even use metal. These plastic in all the cars.
They do, yeah. That's
you know
I was going to say that on the Ford, on the Dodge 1500 Ram.
Yeah,
they have a plastic upper control arm.
Yeah. Call in.
So if it's like 10 degrees out or minus 10, like it was at my house this morning, you're driving that thing.
Yeah.
That's gonna snap, and you can't even steer the damn thing. That's gonna kill somebody.
Colin, I think he's been busy. Guys, look at the E36 M3 engine bay. Look at this. All right. So this is back when they still had metal in here, right?
Yes.
You know, but now you go to like the what was the 2020. Oops.
Everything is not. It's not even put together with
M3
like a nut and bolt. It's like plastic snap garbage too.
Look at this. Plastic intake manifolds, all this crap. And what's the one thing plastic does? It
melts,
it warps, it expands when it's hot, when it's cold. Because this was all planned by BMW too. They lowered the price of their cars around 2008, 2009 to make more money on the back end. They started using plastic and charging like $6-7 grand less for cars. But guess what? They get you in the service. They get you in the maintenance.
Yep.
And these,
I have a friend that works for BMW service coordinator, and they will take you to the cleaners. You know, part of this whole car issue, it's women.
Yeah,
women don't know the difference between plastic and metal. Think about that. They don't.
Well, guys, snowboard, Cobra, you guys, when is this whole thing of women wanting nice cars in the period? Have you guys seen these chicks on TikTok like driving like a 911 or a Challenger Scat Pack? It's like,
yeah,
you get a nice car to attract chicks. Like, what's the point of a chick driving a fast or a nice car? It doesn't make any sense.
And it's like a masculine car.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll have them around here. It'll be a chick in like a lifted like F-250
Yeah.
diesel, and you're like, what do you even have this for?
Yeah.
They just have it to shame men. Like, you don't have a diesel truck? It's like, no, I don't. Why do you even have one at all? Like, what are you even doing here? This is nuts.
I don't get it.
So there's that. So the metal and plastic, that's a thing that women and even some modern men, they don't really know too much differences. Like, if you showed them a weld, like a couple different various welds, they won't even know what to look for.
Yeah.
What's a good weld, what's not, what's a good material, what's not. Like for example, like you kind of sometimes want like a cast iron block for certain things, but other things you don't want cast iron because it's, you know, brittle and stuff. It can be like brittle and everything. So like that's part of the death of the masculine stuff in America.
Yeah, but also
we don't critique this stuff and say like, you know, I'm not buying all this emissions garbage because it's a scam.
But in order to buy nice cars, guys, I'm telling you, if you make some extra money, you want to get a 911, you want to get a vet, guys, you have to know about cars. No, but you have to know about cars.
Yeah.
You have to know about cars because there's nothing worse than you're driving like an expensive car and they see these thunderheaded chicks coming a mile away.
Yep.
This chick pulls up in a Range Rover, right? You know, she paid 140 grand for it, pulls up in a Porsche Cayenne Turbo. And they go, oh, ma'am, we're doing your maintenance. And we've noticed that your blinker fluid is empty.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're gonna need this extra special blinker fluid and headlight oil.
Yeah.
And it's gonna cost you $3,700. And these chicks are like, they actually believe them.
And they'll just sign it.
Believe this.
That's
Yes.
actually BMW's business model, like for real. My friend's a service coordinator there, and he says we want the women to do it.
Yes.
So they send the husband. The wife sends the husband. The husband sends the wife in if they even have a husband, and they give them a nice rental car for the day.
Yeah.
And they come out with a bill that's like just to change their oil will be like $1,500, dude.
Yeah. Yep. And then
they'll just add on stuff like, oh, we rotated your tires. That's like $500. And and this, and they're like, okay, fine.
You need the custom tire caps so that the air won't leak out.
Premium air.
My favorite is you need nitrogen in your tires. Are you serious?
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked.
Yeah.
Bamboozled. Led astray.
But that's what I'm saying. Women coming into this market has tainted it, and ruined it though in a big way because that's where the money is. They'll spend the money on it without a second thought.
Your automatic window motor fuel needs to be needs to be filled up. And they're like, okay, I have to change it. And of course,
and that's why they have all the warning lights.
And of course, let's just say that's like your female coworker or your sister or someone, and you go, you did what? Here, now you're gonna go to a dealership. Don't do this. And they're like, snowboard, you're mansplaining.
It's like, yes, I am.
You're mansplaining. A leaky gas cap, $500.
But at the same time as a leaky gas cap, not to be defensive woman, they have all these scan codes and bullshit for gas cap. So when you go to get an inspection, the gas, like, I don't know if you guys have had that code come up where it's a gas, like you have a check engine light on for just simply a gas cap.
Yeah.
It's just worn out and stuff. So sometimes that's what I'm trying to say here is that all of these warning lights and like, it's like a woman doesn't understand like the low tire light, low air pressure one from the check engine light. So that way, when they bring it into the dealer thinking they're doing something, they get taken to the cleaners. That's why you have a ton of all these warnings and like service engine lights. Some of those things are good, but a lot of those are simply just to drive up the industry.
Yeah.
With meaningless stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like they'll make like an alarm if your like windshield fluid is low. Like these women will bring in the car for like windshield fluid and be like, "Oh, that was $100. Add windshield fluid. Thank you, ma'am. You should be all good now."
Yeah. And then
and it's like the shittiest windshield fluid. They just,
but then they'll act like, oh, there's some conspiracies. Like, that's what they're supposed to do. The dealership is not your friend.
They're not your friend.
Your employer is not your friend. Guys, what
you
are
go
you
in
talking
there,
about?
That's Alec Baldwin. Always be closing. And he'll just take them to the cleaner like crazy.
Yeah.
The improvements without really hitting the accountants where the money's at. At the end of the day, it's all about the money. If they can use plastic, I guarantee you Ford is going to use plastic for that part.
Yep.
No matter where that part's at, it will be made out of plastic if there's a possibility that it can be made out of plastic. Why do they do that? It's about saving money, not about making the vehicle more reliable and more durable. And Ford took a major hit with their EV strategy. They learned it just didn't work. Ford's EV efforts have been costly, with billions in losses reported across its electric vehicle program. Every electric vehicle they were selling, they were losing money selling it to the dealership.
Just a quick point. Why are truck sales up a lot? Beta male Sims. That's why they put plastic on all the trucks, is they don't use it as a truck. They use it to and women too, to be like, see, I'm a man, I have a truck, I have utility, I do stuff, I put my like groceries in the back. That's why Ford F-150 is the #1 selling thing, and women want it too. It's beta male simps that want, like, you're actually more masculine having a small fuel efficient car saying, I don't need a truck, I'm not towing stuff and everything. But every guy has a truck, and where I am, they'll have a 2500 lifted truck and they don't even do anything with it, but they love the image of it. That is a huge thing that drives the market big time. That's why they can get away with putting plastic on it, because they're not using it to do truck stuff. Where someone say, you know, like these in the picture here, these step rail things, those are going to be crap. That should be like stainless steel. It should be, you know, like you should be able to drive, like it should be like you can drive over a rock with that. That thing is going to break in like 2 years, dude. It's cooked.
Yeah. But guys, once again, these women think that everything masculine's good. They think that we're all having fun out here. You know what I'm saying? And then they end up they don't see the downside until they're going to buy some expensive truck and then realize how much the cost is, the car payments, the maintenance, all this other stuff. You know?
Yeah. Well, and if you go to buy the 2.7 liter trucks with these smaller turbo engine trucks that can't like tow anything or do anything truck stuff, it's like, well, yeah, that's why the market adapted to these people buying the trucks, because they never did any truck things. So like, we'll just give them the smallest, shittiest engine that doesn't have to like do any truck stuff or be durable, and we can sell it to them, because otherwise no one would buy that. You know what I mean? So they're kind of, some of it is they're kind of adjusting to what women, simps, and everything want, because they want to have the feeling of a truck. You know what I mean? They want to be higher up and stuff.
I don't. Once again, guys.
And another indicator is like, you would buy a truck to go do stuff, like go pick up materials, this or that. Now they've got it to where like you've got to have full leather packages.
Exactly.
They have luxury trucks. Guys,
a luxury utility.
Hold on. A luxury truck?
You've been had.
Yeah.
You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Oh, I have the King Ranch. It's got the heated leather seats.
Panoramic.
Yeah.
Don't get any
massage. Hold on, guys. One at a time. Guys, it has massage chairs and TV screens and all the. It's a truck.
Yeah. Don't get any mud in it. Don't scratch. If you see a guy saying, "Don't really scratch my truck," it's like, dude, this is supposed to be basically a tool.
Here.
That's what we're using this for.
He
it's a
says,
tool.
"Don't really scratch my truck."
Gay.
Yeah, but
that's where we're at.
And you young guys, like you used to be able to order the big engine and just check the check
long
mark
bed,
box,
yeah.
and get the long bed, and just it would add maybe like $1,200. And now to get the full, the big engine, 4-wheel drive, you've got to get all these extra add-ons along with it.
Cobra. Oftentimes there are no big engines anymore. Oops.
Yeah, because I'm saying the market adjusted because they're just going in reality, they're just going to get groceries and put a mountain bike in the back. So they actually don't need it. That's kind of what I'm trying to say.
Most people, guys, people, hold on, guys. You guys remember the old, was it 1986 Toyota pickup? You guys remember these? This is the perfect
you can't
truck.
kill this. Yeah.
This is the perfect truck.
It is.
This is what anyone who needs an actual truck that hauls stuff or whatever, drives around. This is all you need. This is a perfect truck. You guys remember the black Back to the Future one he had?
Yeah.
This is the perfect truck.
Remember the top tier tests they did to this? They like dropped it off a building and like anything you can think of. This truck can handle it.
I would say that the last good truck, the Tacoma's good, but that
Nissan Frontier is not bad either.
2020 Frontier. They made the same Frontier for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
The same thing, the same engine, same transmission, thing's bulletproof.
Yeah, I have a customer who bought 3 of them, and they're all
a truck. Yeah, get one of these,
no
guys.
Issue.
Get one of these. It's just as good as a Tacoma, but it doesn't have the Toyota tax. So you can get one for cheap. Meaning Toyota tax means that they'll charge it arm and a leg because it's a Toyota. But a small truck is basically all you need to do most truck things.
And older Ford Rangers were the same thing.
Yeah.
I have a 2003 Ford Ranger, and I don't even want to sell it because it will never not. It always works. Like whatever you do with it, there's memes on the internet of Ford Ranger where people will put they'll tow like a ridiculous big camper with it, and the Ford Ranger V6 will do it like anything, no matter what. You can see through the truck bullet holes, and it'll work. Like it will always work.
Great, man. These things are great.
Yeah, but guys, you guys got to remember, man. All these, all these simping beta idiots, they got to be Duramaxing all their power strokes because the 304's got to get her Cummins,
Oh, I see what you did there.
But that's true. That's what I'm saying. That's the opposite end of the spectrum of what I was saying. That's why they can have the cheap plastic crap on the side, like the side mirror here. It's like if you're driving your truck through the woods and everything, it's like it's gonna get scratched up, and that should be fine. You actually should want your truck to be like messed up, kind of in actually a strange way. And you don't want the truck that's the most expensive because they're like, I don't want any mud in my truck and stuff. Like, there's a difference between keeping something nice, but it's also this is supposed to be utility. They're not a fuel efficient vehicle and stuff. You know what I mean? But people use them, and women and beta male simps to seem like an alpha. See, I have a truck. I do truck stuff. I can help my ex-girlfriend move.
They use them for their regular daily driving stuff, and they demand stuff like, oh, I want good miles per gallon so I could drive around all day. And you're supposed to just use it for work and then have another vehicle for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're supposed to basically be like a commercial vehicle. It's a utility. Yeah. But we link utility with productivity. So we think if you're just driving the truck to work that you're doing work, but you're not doing work with the truck. So it's kind of, you know what I mean? Like
well, the
marketplace idolizes trucks. That's why you can get shittier trucks, because the standard for the use and the performance standards don't need to be high, because those people are not using it. They'll have a truck they never towed it. They don't even have the hitch or anything.
Yeah, well, I can tell you guys, don't have
any of it on it. Yeah,
don't have a truck down in South Texas, guys, because it'll get stolen, man. I'm telling you. Yeah. Jorge and his cousins will come up from Mexico and grab your truck, man. You'll park it outside. You know what I'm saying? And the next morning, you look outside. That bad boy is gone.
But what will they do with that? They will load it with shingles and do roofing.
No. Hold on. Seriously. A friend of mine, he had his truck stolen and he called the cops. And the cops were like, yeah, you had a, 2000, this is back in like 2012. It's like you have like a 2011, Silverado, Texas edition. He goes, because they don't sell big trucks a lot of times, like our trucks down in Mexico and stuff, or they're really hard to get. So he's like, oh, it's down in Mexico already. He's like, you're never gonna get it back. They're just gone. It sucks, man. Like other places, they'll still Benzes and BMWs, but down there, if you have a big truck, that's gone. So let's finish this.
And then the dealership, the third-party dealer, sells it to the customer. And when they sell it to the customer, there's going to be rebates on top of that. So it was just a lose-lose for Ford. And now this has led to the company reprioritizing hybrid technology, completely shifting from an EV approach to now being a hybrid approach, which would make more sense, especially for a pickup truck.
That's what Toyota did. They asked Toyota, the CEO, why aren't you focusing on EVs? He said, because there's no market for it. And everyone's, you're a bad person. And now here we are 6 years later. Everyone who went in on EVs cooked. Nissan cooked. GM cooked. Ford cooked.
Toyota
you can get no. Toyota doesn't have EVs. They have one EV model, one. All the rest are all hybrids. And they're selling like hotcakes. No.
Okay.
Nissan has EVs. But Toyota barely has any. But you can get almost any model of Toyota in hybrid because Americans like hybrids.
Yeah.
If you can take like a V6 or a 4-cylinder engine and add a mild hybrid system to it, you know what I'm saying? Get 58, 60 miles out of the gallon, people are just fine. But a lot of people just don't like the fact that your battery could run out, and then you can get gas in 5 minutes? You sit there 20 minutes at a charging station, 30 minutes just to get your car charged.
Yeah.
You better bring a book. You better bring a newspaper. That's crazy. So
in fact, some of the newer Prius, I had a picture of one once, but like there was an orange newer Prius. It was actually a really good looking car. I hate to say it, but it was actually a nice looking car, to be honest with you. I actually really loved it.
Yeah,
truck just didn't work out. You couldn't really tow with it, this and that, long distances, obviously. And if you're in a cold climate, good luck with that battery. So no wonder it did not sell good and they had to discontinue. Ford does have a lot of loyal customers. These are people that just keep buying Ford no matter what. This video is sponsored by LastFit. LastFit Place? Check out in this video. But the biggest thing that I'm seeing too is those customers are saying no more. They don't want to buy a Ford anymore. They will keep their old one, but not a new one, especially with their core customers, the pickup truck buyer. They're not about to do an 84-month payment at $1,500 a month for a Ford F-150. And if you want to get a Ford F-250 or 350, it's even more. And then they don't have the reliability of all the vehicles going down, trying to increase fuel economy, but then it costs reliability in the long run. And this is with every manufacturer. They're all doing auto start and stop and all this stuff. It's definitely not a feature that most people want, and it doesn't help with long-term reliability. But I can tell you, with the new engines and the new vehicles they're putting out, covered in plastic anywhere possible, combined with the most amount of turbos they can possibly put in there, that doesn't equal long-term reliability. And they have some huge issues with pricing. I'm talking $100,000 vehicles at your local Ford dealership.
Look, now guys, here's this Toyota one, right? Hold on.
What happened to Toyota? They used to be known for reliability and they were somewhat affordable. Now you go to a Toyota dealership, you have Tacomas that cost 60 or 70 grand. You're going to have Toyota Tundras that can be over 80 grand in some cases. And the Tundras have an issue.
80 grand.
Issue after issue. They just had another recall on January 23rd. Over 162,000 Toyota Tundras affected in this recall in the US. Basically, the main screen can go black or it can just show the rear view camera. And to fix it, the dealership just has
a Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter, $67,000.
Yep.
So you figure out the door, what, 72K?
Yep.
Absolutely insane.
Do a software
But
update.
this
but
is
it
a
just
truck
goes to
that
show-
men like it, but an equal amount of women like it because they're like, this is a girl's truck. It's a little smaller, easier to park and everything. Like they are a good vehicle, but the whole point of a Toyota Tacoma is same thing as a Ranger. It's supposed to be a cheap alternative that you can do truck stuff without paying a ridiculous amount of money. And now you're just paying a ridiculous amount of money for a truck that's kind of like smaller.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
So the overall quality, Toyota was
guys. What 77 likes, guys? Let's try and hit 100 likes. So guys, stop, take a second, hit that like button, guys. I call it the 304 button because it's easy and it's free. It's free and it's easy.
You finger its hole.
held to a very high standard. Matter of fact, the highest standard over any other manufacturer overall when it comes to long-term reliability. And it seems like they just completely flipped the script, especially with their trucks and SUVs. Most of them now offer turbo engines. They're going all in on turbo engines, and it's considering they used to have the most reliable platform. From the 4Runner to the Tundra to the Tacoma, every single one of those last generation was much more reliable. And it's kind of hard to argue. Look at the Toyota Tundra having issue after issue, complete engine failure. And you got to think with this new recall.
Imagine, guys, who in the chat said that
It's
you have a Tundra?
unexcusable.
Guys, who in the chat said they have a Tundra? Sound off. Can you imagine having an engine failure in a Toyota? The engine just fails, complete and total engine failure.
Yeah, so you know, me being the car guy, I follow some car channels, and so yeah, this the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6, this thing is like calling it a disaster is not even that's like an understatement. Dude, there's guys now. Dude, this is gonna end up probably being worse than the million engine recall from GM on that LS. Was it the LS6 or the LS6 liter or no, whatever? Where GM had to recall almost 1 million engines. Toyota, they're still trying to sweep this on the rug. So check this out, dude. There's guys who they didn't even put 40,000 miles on their Tundras and the engine because the main bearings are spinning and
Imagine
they're just completely locking up. There's guys out there. There's guys out there
with the Chevy V8 though. They're driving their Silverados 400 miles off the lot. And the engine blows.
Yeah, so there's guys out there with these Tundras. They've already had the whole engine warranted, and mind you, you know, especially on these newer cars, dude. When you do a complete engine replacement, dude, that is like doing a quadruple bypass surgery on a human. Dude, this is like extremely invasive surgery. There's people who they've got like, you know, 12, 15, 18,000 miles on their replacement engines. And the same thing is still happening again. Like it is, dude, Toyota with that 3.4, that twin turbo 3.4 V6, dude, it is absolute train wreck.
Let's call it the 3.04 turbo.
Snow white on here. Yeah, okay, go.
There we go.
You get 162,000 Tundras affected, and the bays are already full. There's already waiting lists to get your Tundra fixed. Dealerships are short on mechanics. It's an issue across the board. And so now you got another 162,000 Tundras that need to come in and get a software update. But for the people that have complete engine failure, which is happening in 2026 with brand new Tundras, so Toyota has not fixed the issue. You can get a new engine put in, which you're going to have to wait on probably. You're going to be stuck without a vehicle. Hopefully you get a loaner vehicle, but it's probably just going to be a Toyota Camry if you're lucky and you spend $80,000 on a Tundra, because that's how much these things can cost. Imagine spending 80 grand on a Toyota Tundra. And just a few years ago, they were literally half the cost. And it had a V8. It was known for reliability, and that's why those things are holding value today. The older generation Toyotas are holding really good value. Personally, I would rather go with the last generation 4Runner, the last generation Tundra, the last generation Tacoma over any of the new ones. And it's unfortunate because I was a fan of Toyota, but the direction they're going is not the same. They used to prioritize long-term reliability over having the newest feature and stuff like this. But now they seem like every other automotive manufacturer. And if you want to buy a new Toyota, you have to do it from a Toyota dealer, which I'm going to say this, Toyota discounts are back. There's plenty.
You guys see that thing on the right side of the invoice?
I'll go back.
There's like this little slip on the right.
We're back.
That thing.
They are adding on all this extra money onto your original price, which is there in the bottom left corner or bottom right corner. So you guys watch out for that.
Look at that. Look at that. Hold on.
All of this stuff right here on right where he's got his mouse pointer.
Yeah.
Don't pay for that stuff, you guys.
Look at this. Hold on, guys. I'll read this off. $1,000 window tint, $999 to tint the windows. Tire safe nitrogen upgrade, nitrogen in your tires.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Was it Zac Tech protection package, $899, and then a protection package, clean door edge guards, clean door handle guards, $495. Look at that, guys. What a joke.
But you know what that is? That's women's stuff.
Yeah.
Women will buy that all the time. He's like, oh, well, that sounds good. You know, the window tint, I can maybe see someone buying that, but that doesn't cost.
But not for $1,000.
Yeah.
Dollars though. You know what I'm saying?
You can get like that, you know.
You go take it to your local tenor guy and have him do it for $300.
Yeah,
Guys,
exactly. Exactly.
That's basically $3,000
of fake stuff.
Quote unquote upgrades right there.
But
What
that
a joke.
slip there on the right, that's
really.
kind of a new thing. They didn't used to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know about that. Thanks for pointing it out.
So when you guys are shopping for a new car, if that's something you decide to do, stick to the original invoice there, which you see on the left side of your screen. Just work that number only.
Evil. We'll talk about Chevy here in a second with the V8s, man.
Yep.
Insane.
Toyota, which I'm going to say this, Toyota
Yeah.
discounts are back. There's plenty of inventory. You can get your brand new Toyota below MSRP, especially Toyota Tundras and stuff. They've been discounted for years now, but there still are a few dealerships out there, especially Toyota, where they're going to try to get market adjustments. They're going to try to get over MSRP or try to play games. No, do not do that stuff, man. Under MSRP if you're buying any of this stuff. Toyota dealerships, they act like they're selling something special, and they did have extremely low inventory for many years, just like every other manufacturer.
Look at
Now
that.
their lots
That's
are
even
filling
worse.
up, and it's not
I can barely even read it.
even just
read
trucks.
It,
It was. They just had a bunch of trucks for the last couple of years. Now they're getting the Camrys, the Corollas, the RAV4s, and they sell a ton of volume, but their past reputation could go away quick. I'm a Toyota fan, but not the new stuff. It really is that simple, and that's a rising thing. A lot of people, they would just rather go the last generation, especially if you have common sense when it comes to
Fowler protection, $1,599.
Yep.
Market adjustment, $5,000. What?
They just added $5,000 onto it.
Look at
They didn't even type it up. They hand wrote it.
Oh man, they gave you the
Mechanical
hand
knob-
job because you're
Oh!
and that cost of that car, your grandpa got a house for that.
Yeah,
like a nice ranch mid-century modern house that's better than the crap they build today for this truck, which is a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Even though it does look actually pretty nice, to be honest with you.
Yep.
And you look into it, you have naturally aspirated engines that were known to be super reliable. The fuel economy is not even that much better with these newer generation turbo engines.
True.
And that's why they're switching it over to get better emission standards and all this stuff. And you can tell any one of these engines, the most amount of plastic they could possibly use. And if you look at some of the last generation of these vehicles, their engine was designed 20 years ago. Toyota decided to use metal instead of plastic. Yeah, it cost them $1 more back then, but they decided to go that route. Now they're going to use plastic. They're going to save the dollar. It's just a different direction Toyota has went. And I think the Tundra recall really shows it at its best. A brand that was known to be super reliable. A brand that was held to that higher standard for simply being reliable. This video is sponsored by Last Fit. Last Fit offers high quality at a good for They were not held to the higher standard because they had more features, they were the most luxurious. No, it was the fact that they were somewhat affordable for the amount of reliability you got. Now they're crazy overpriced and questionable reliability when it comes to long term, especially their trucks and SUVs with the turbo engines. It's pretty simple with these turbo engines too. They're doing 10,000-mile oil changes. Call your local.
That's stupid. That's dumb, guys. Don't believe anyone that says do a 10,000-mile oil change. I don't care what they tell you guys. You have to change your oil, guys.
Don't follow that schedule. That's the worst thing ever.
That's I haven't heard something so silly. When I first found his channel, guys, and he said this, I almost fell over. 10,000-mile oil changes. Are you high?
Toyota dealership, they're going to say, yep,
well, it
10,000
contributes
miles.
to their
So you're
planned
doing 10,000
obsolescence. That's why they're doing it. So it kind of makes sense.
That's true.
1,000-mile oil changes with your turbo engine, not a smart idea. You're going to have increased thermal load. This is not going to last. It almost makes me feel like they're doing it on purpose, where all these dealerships are telling their customers to do 10,000-mile oil changes. And Toyota starts you off with 2 free oil changes. And if you go through the process, they want you to do 10,000-mile oil changes. It's crazy. But still, the fact that most owners, because they're just going to listen to the dealership, they're going to do 10,000-mile oil changes with small turbo engines. This is not good stuff for long-term reliability.
Look at that. $895. Man, Cobra, now I can't unsee it, bro.
Yeah.
Another thing too, you guys, is when you have a small turbo engine, you have to do your first oil change around 500 to 1,000 miles, no later. You're having all kinds of metal shavings end up in your oil system. And not only does that wipe out the bearings in your engine, but it also wipes out the bearings in your turbo.
Yeah.
And these guys are waiting until 10,000 miles to do their first oil change. It makes me cringe so hard.
And they're codependent on using the turbo for everything too. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're using the turbo like the entire time because it has no low end torque.
Yeah.
Even if you want to wait.
No. A lot of them do now because they have direct injection, where basically these newer cars, they will diesel regular gas. That's why you see like that 2.7 liter and the 3.5 liter, that V6 that they put in like the Navigator and stuff has so much torque, is because they have direct injection now.
Oh,
so it can make
that.
as much torque, if not more, than a V8. You know what I mean? You could
I haven't driven many.
Who was
so
it that had
no.
You could do like a downpipes, an exhaust, and a reflash on like a Ford Taurus SHO. Or no, look at the new Supra that has that twin turbo BMW engine. You like a downpipe, an exhaust, and like a reflash, dude, and you have like 540 wheel horsepower and like 500 pound-feet of torque, and you're doing like an 11.5 in the quarter mile.
Holy crap!
Once they started doing direct injection, it basically puts gas under really high pressure as a really powerful fuel pump and really powerful injectors, and it like creates a diesel effect on regular gas.
Right.
Okay. That's cool. I didn't know that.
These engines make so much torque down low in the new gaseline.
I would have thought it was the opposite.
So AJ, guys, So I can actually explain. So AJ, you're right, but you didn't explain it very well, and I'm sorry. Please don't take. Please forgive me. But so with direct injection, yes, you're right. It's basically the fuel system works just like a very similar to a diesel engine. Now, here's the thing: the reason that you're getting so much more torque out of these newer engines is because
the compression's higher too.
Right, exactly. So it basically before direct injection, a gasoline engine, even with the premium fuel, you could only go to about 12, maybe 12.5 to 1 compression ratios, without having knocking or pre-ignition. With the direct injection, what they're doing now with the gas engines, they're kicking up the compression all the way as high as like 14 to 15 to 1. Whereas a diesel engine, basically a diesel engine, because there's no spark plug, it's just compression heat ignition. You need a minimum of like 22 to 23 to 1 compression ratio in order to actually get that diesel to fire off and explode. So this is yeah. All right. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that dieseling is the process of making that fine mist that can be used in really high compression, right? So that's called dieseling fuel, right? That's why diesels, because of the compression, they have to make that fine mist, and why the fuel pumps are so strong is because it has to make that really, really fine air to fuel mixture, right? And what some genius decided to do is do that with regular fuel. I actually think Mazda was the very first person to actually do direct injection on a regular car.
No. It was Audi, actually.
Was it? Interesting.
Yeah. Actually, Audi, they proved a gasoline direct injection in one of the Le Mans race cars.
Here you go, guys. Watch.
General Motors is a complete disaster.
I wonder if that was invented by a woman.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Here we go. Trucks and SUVs that routinely cost over $80,000 and sometimes over $100,000. It's almost like they're cutting costs and raising prices. And you got to look at the recall they're having with the L87. They finally did something about it. In 2025, GM issued a recall for nearly 600,000 full-size trucks and SUVs.
600,000. And the average price is like 70 to 100 grand. Insane.
Equipped with the 6.2 L87 V8 engine due to internal manufacturing defects. It's just a bad engineered engine. There's no other way around.
Sorry, Cobra. Why did you do this to me now? Now I gotta look. Now I gotta look at this stupid thing. Hold on. Look, where's the?
It's just
look at this window tint, nitrogen package. Look at this. Look at this.
No, it bugs me too, man. This is
$899. The Jim Norton lift kit, 14,800. What?
This is something that has been going on for probably the last 5 or 6 years. That whole thing is completely added on by the dealer, not the manufacturer.
And Jim Norton's a little midget bastard too.
Internal manufacturing defects. It's just a bad engineered engine. There's no other way around. It has auto start and stop. This is an issue with the 5.3 as well. The 5.3 has had engine failure for many years, and it does not have a recall. The 6.2 does have a recall, but most people aren't even going to get a new engine. And then even if you get a new engine, who says that one's going to be fixed? They haven't actually fixed the issue with the engine. What's causing this issue? It's not defects coming from the manufacturing, it's defects coming from the engineering of the engine. And their whole plan to fix the issue was just give most people thicker oil viscosity. Yeah, good job.
Uh-oh. There's that $899 again.
You hear what he said, though? Give people a thicker oil viscosity.
I think
the modern trucks now are OW20.
It's 0W20 now.
Yeah. That's trash.
Yeah,
for a truck. That's you want
guys. This
you don't use that for a truck.
All you young guys, you should know this already. By the time I was 19, 20, guys, when I was like in middle school, my dad would he showed me how to change the oil, change the tires. You know what I mean? Look at spark plugs, all this other stuff, right? You know, like this. It's sad that young guys aren't learning all this stuff. It'll save you so much money. Just know basics about cars. So when you do, let's just say that you're getting your oil changed or having service done, that you know that there's no such thing as blinker fluid.
I mean, if I were to purchase a GM 6.2, I would probably just drain the oil that it comes with.
Yeah.
Change it out to 530, run that for about 800 miles, and then do another oil change to 530, and then be on your 5,000 oils change schedule.
Yep, sounds like a plan. Right on, man. Guys, hit the like button, guys. We're almost at 100 likes, guys. Make sure to do that. I appreciate that.
W20 to 0W40. Of course, it's a typical General Motors. Do you think they're going to go out of their way and pay billions and billions of dollars if they don't have to? And even this is going to cost them because it's a lot of vehicles, but oil's a lot cheaper than whole new engines. And how about fixing the actual engine issue? And they don't even include all the years they should. And again, the 5.3 is not included in an engine recall. And it 100% needs an engine recall. There's still brand new 2025 and 2026 5.3 Tahoes that are going out with complete engine failure because the lifters collapse, the engine's done. It's just not good, especially for General Motors to have issues with the V8 engine, considering they have been building V8s forever. By now, they should have it figured out. There are a lot of owners out there that purchase these vehicles, spent $80, $90, $100,000 on a Tahoe or Escalade, and then they have complete engine failure. It's not cool.
Well, they
Imagine
do have
buying
it
a
figured
brand
out.
new
It's planned obsolescence. They had older 5.3s that are fine.
Yeah. Look at
But
this,
they
guys.
put in crap, and now that it's broken,
Look
so
at
they
this
scam you.
off-road package, $14,987. What a joke. Look at that.
Vehicle, you expect reliability. What's the point of spending all the money on these vehicles? And then you end up breaking down on the side of the road. And this is why General Motors has a bunch of owners actually suing them in a class action lawsuit because they're not happy with the resolution of the recall. They're saying General
Guys,
Motors is not doing
Here's
enough.
the thing. People thought, oh, the government, blah, 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 blah. But guys, if there was true, free, unmarket, unfettered capitalism, there would be no way for you to do a class action lawsuit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This has to go to some type of federal state court, you know? So guys, there should be some type of government oversight. Not as much as the wokey wokes want, obviously, right? But there should still be a mechanism that keeps these bozos in line, you know? So
they're not stepping up and actually taking care of the issues. But like every other automotive company, they're doing the bare minimum when they have to, especially in 2026.
All right, guys. I got to keep looking here.
They're doing the bare minimum when they have to.
Where's the extra stuff? I don't see
especially in 2026. And the worst part is General Motors knew about this defect, but they continued to sell vehicles anyway. Same with the 5.3. They know about the issues. They say they fixed it in the past, yet they're still having issues. And this is why the lawsuit's going through. A lot of owners argue they would never have purchased the vehicle or paid a premium price if they knew about the risk of complete engine failure. And even if
these are guys that only have like 500 miles on their truck. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
This isn't like they were driving 75,000 miles. This is like right when they drove it off the lot and started
just breaking in still. Yeah.
So guys, I'm sorry, dude. I'm the car guy. I gotta interject here again. This actually, Cobra, you brought up the cafe thing here very early on in the stream. There's all this garbage with all these car makers recommending the 0 W20 oil weight in all these cars. This all comes back down to the cafe standards because it gave them just that little bit extra fuel efficiency that they weren't going to get fined by the federal government. Here's the thing, though. All these cars, when you look at the service manuals for the same engine, same exact everything in other countries.
Other countries.
Other country. Keyword.
Right. They're recommending a minimum of 530 or even 540 for hot climate cars. And they're not having all these problems with these engines, basically self-grenading before they ever get to 100,000 miles. just as a point of reference for, all three of my Audis, for what it's worth, I run a 1060 weight Redline brand. It's a polyol ester base oil, and actually, I could actually easily go 10 to 15,000 miles between changes if I wanted to, but I don't. Just for if you ever want to look, study motor oil, Group 3, Group 4, and Group 5 oils. Generally Group 5 oils are usually polyol ester based, which is an actual real true synthetic oil. Just as a perspective, pretty much any and all modern day jet engine made within the past 60 years, the minimum spec for their oil is a polyol ester based stock oil.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with synthetic oil here in America is also a complete scam. Basically, Group 3 oils are that still starts out as crude oil that's pumped out of the ground, and then it's just highly refined through a process called hydrocracking. And then of course, Castrol and Mobil 1, they add all kinds of voodoo magic additives, and they say, oh well, here in America, thanks to a federal court ruling, they're allowed
Greta
to
Thunberg.
Right. No, they're allowed to market that as a true synthetic oil. A true synthetic oil is only a Group 4, which is a polyol aphelin, which is a truly chemically engineered product. Same with a polyol ester. It's a truly chemically manufactured product. Just for perspective, in Europe, with all the fancy German and European cars, where they do go, whatever the kilometer equivalent is of 10,000 miles. In Europe, the oil companies, they're not allowed to market Group 3 oils as being synthetic because they're not.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to but yeah. No.
Keep going.
No. I was just going to say, I'm sorry. I could go on a long ramble where, like, when you go to the Napa or you go to the O'Reilly's and, you think you're paying that extra money for the quote unquote synthetic Castrol, 99% chance you're not actually getting real synthetic oil.
Yeah.
The vehicle and you're under warranty, General Motors is going to pay for everything. You're going to get a whole new engine. Guess what? There's going to be long dealership wait times. You think all the engines are in stock? No, they're back ordered. Vehicles are sitting for weeks or even months. And you might get a loaner vehicle, but still you're spending all this money on your vehicle that's supposed to be reliable. It's brand new from General.
Look at that. $16,000 lift kit.
Motors, and then you have a complete engine failure. And then even if you keep it down the road, there's just a big issue with repairing these vehicles. General Motors parts, you can't even get individual pieces here and there. A lot of times they want to.
He has one, and it's called "These Car Lots Are Getting Exactly What They Deserve." Oh, guys, this last one about Jeep. Here we go, because they're cooked. They're cooked. No one's doing worse than Stellantis.
Today we're talking about Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, three iconic.
Hold on. Optional equipment. Hold on.
And Ram, three
custom preferred package, $2,900. Body 3-piece hardtop, $2,300. Stop Start adds 2,000
brands that are now under ownership of Stellantis.
These are built
and how
very
their
cheap,
sales
by the
performance
way.
has
There's
shifted
no reason
from
for that MSRP.
Yeah, not at all.
Years in the 2010s to recently being way down. Despite some very small gains from 2024 to 2025, overall sales are down dramatically lower than they were just a few years ago. We're going to break down why.
That said, window defense what now? Look at this, $1,495. $1,085 and $900. This is the extra stuff.
Years ago. We're going to break down why and look at some numbers to figure out how bad it really is.
Base price $51,071.
Let's go back to 2018. This was before Stellantis. Reported total U.S. sales 2.2 million vehicles across all its brands. Jeep alone sold in 2018 over 973,000 vehicles. In 2025, Jeep only sold 593,000 vehicles.
You guys see that big of a drop, right?
And it was literally a 1% increase from 2024. And people will say sales are up. Well, that's a 40% decrease from 2018. And there's more people on the roads, but they're not buying brand new Jeeps. And it's not just Jeep, it's literally every brand they offer.
$89,000. Look at this. These extras, $3,495.
Sound big. I mean, look at Ram. Their peak year in 2019, a record sale year of 703,000 vehicles in the US. And then fast forward to 2025, they sold 431,000. So you can really see how bad the company's doing from just 10 years ago. Overall, Stellantis US sales in 2025, 1.26 million vehicles in the US in 2025, down 3% from 2024. And I can tell you one thing, they're making a lot less money. They were selling these vehicles. People were walking in Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealerships and actually paying MSRP. Who in their right mind is going to pay MSRP for any new vehicle, let alone an overpriced Dodge, Jeep, and Ram? I mean,
yeah, they're cooked. Now, guys, let's spend the last part here, right? Let's go here. So, guys, Keyshawn said that what dependable car should he buy, right? Because he had said a Dodge Avenger. Guys, you ain't buying no Dodge Avenger. Are you insane? guys, all right. Everyone do like 3 or 4 recommendations. I'll start. You guys know what I always say, right? There you go. Whoops. 2006, 2004, Mercury Grand Marquis. Right here, man. You can get one of these low miles for like $8,500. Go on like Facebook Marketplace, right? You can find, Granny Grams died or Grandpa died. We had a kid, his car. There was one near me with like 67,000 miles for $8,900. Guys, this will be the last car that you need to buy. It's got the nice features on the inside, right? Everyone thinks that you're a cop, so they won't speed around you, or they won't break into your house, or even cheaper, get a Crown Vic, you know? Here you go. Even better. Get a Crown Vic, guys. Dirt cheap. These are great cars. You can find parts cheap. No one's going to mess with you because they think you're a cop. Or even get a town car. Look at this. These are great to get good gas mileage. You know, another one.
Hey.
Hold on. The LeSabre. The LeSabre, the Park Avenue, man. Get one of these. You can find these dirt cheap, low miles, and these engines go hundreds of thousands of miles. Guys, the body will rust out before the engine and the transmissions fail. You can just buy these over and over and over again, and then I would say a 2004 Toyota Avalon. Another one. Old people cars. Get one of these. These are decently fast, too. All the options, 8, 9, 10 grand. Drop some cash on it. You're ready to rock, man. And the last one I would say, 2005 Camry, obviously. There you go, guys. Right there. Perfect car. Unless it has 270,000 miles on it, it's still brand new. These Camrys, guys, if you turn the key and there's no smoke billowing out the back, it's brand new. You do not need to buy a new car. An honorable mention does go to, once again, 2004 Nissan Frontier, man. Right here. Perfect. Right here. 7 grand, 8 grand. Pay cash. Get some insurance. Drive it around. Do the maintenance on it. If you wreck it, buy another one cash. They're cheap to insure. They're easy to fix. They don't break down. You know, there's no reason to buy anything brand new. Cobra, your turn. like 4 or 5 cars. Let's just say you had a new car. You need something cheap and reliable.
Well, I see somebody in the chat has an 05 Camry and he loves it.
Yeah.
I was gonna throw out like a same year to like 2010 Lexus ES350.
Yes, that's the same thing. But
It's the same thing as a Camry, except it's only been owned by like older people that have hopefully taken care of it.
Yeah.
Usually they're about the same price too.
Yep. There you go. Good one. What else? Cobra. Couple more.
I think you can't really go wrong with any kind of a Lexus.
Yeah.
I personally
yes, it's cheap too. Hold on.
Even though these have kind of gone up, I personally own a 2001 IS300.
Oh yeah. Those are great cars.
That's
the one that has the inline 6 in it, right?
Yeah, it's got the inline 6.
Yeah, those are indestructible, man.
It's just hard to find them not trash because these kids get their hands on them and trash them.
Yeah,
that's correct.
You know?
I got mine 6 years ago. It wasn't as hard as it is to find now.
Yeah, these are great cars. Anything else?
No, I think you've kind of covered a lot of it. If I think of something else, I'm in though.
You're still there?
Yeah, still here, man.
Yeah. Cheap cars you pay cash for.
2004 Acura TL.
I knew someone would say that. These are great cars, man. The TL and then the 2-door one, the CL. These are great cars. You can get these in a 6-speed. Was it the A spec? Dude, these things are sick.
There was a
These
TL
are
Type
nice.
S that came with 6-speed and the I think it was a 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5, and the A spec had Brembo brakes and everything. That's the top of the line one. You know, it sucks that the generation after this one's so ugly, but this one's a nice car, man. Look at this thing. There, this is nice. Anything else?
Lexus LS430. That might be on the high side, but to play it safe, you could go with the 400.
Yeah. You can get any of these, and they're cheap. They last forever. You can get a 2000. What's the price of these things? Yeah, $3,900 to $12,000, and they'll own you 500,000 miles.
Wow.
These are some of the most bulletproof cars you could ever find. There are still guys driving the OG ones, like the 92 ones, 93 ones, still driving around. This is probably one of, if not the most reliable luxury car ever built. It's the Lexus LS. Regularly, guys get 300,000 or 400,000 miles of these things regularly. You know. What else? Colin?
Next.
No, Lano, go for it, man.
Because I have one, I'll go with I think it's the second, or I think it might be the 3rd generation Super Forester, but specifically I have a 2010. That one has never failed me. So like a 2010 Forester.
Yeah, you know what the saddest part about this is? I work with a lady, Lena, and she had like a 2008 or 2009 Forester with 47,000 miles on it. This is back in 2017. She's like, I just need to get a new car. It's like, your car is brand new. It was, hold on, 2000. I want to say 2008 Forester. It was one of these, right? It was this same thing, right? With 40,000 miles on it. I have to get a new car. I have to get a new car. Mine's old. It's breaking down. I'm like, it's a Subaru. What are you talking about? Do you know she traded her car in for a brand new one, for like a brand new 2017 one? I was like, they were laughing at you the whole time. You traded in basically brand new Subaru because you had to have a new one because you're a moron. What a joke.
And let me guess, she's already had to replace the engine in it, right?
Yeah. The newer ones had problems. See, Seagip says the 2015 Altima. The actual one. I appreciate that, man.
Seriously. Garlic croutons, dude.
Let me see. Colin.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna of course the what is it, the TJ Jeep Wranglers, the ones that still had the old inline six cast iron engine. Can't go wrong with those. But I'm still gonna stick with my Audi Volkswagen bias. Dude, if you can get yourself a late 90s early 2000s Audi or Volkswagen with the 1.8 turbo. Okay, I get it. The maintenance is more, but as long as you keep up with the maintenance, dude, these were still good, solid cast iron engine blocks that, as long as you just take care of them, dude, this is back the late 90s, early 2000s, especially the Audis, because they had to overcome all that unintentional acceleration problem. Dude, this was the golden era of Audis, dude. This is back when they were making cars and building them to last at least 300,000. If you took really, really good care of them, which, yes, I know, the maintenance costs more than a Honda or a Toyota of that same time. Dude, you can get 500,000 out of these cars all day long, but you get the higher performance and the better gas mileage. Yeah, dude. The biggest mistake Audi and Volkswagen ever did, but they were kind of forced to because of all the CAFE standards, was going to direct injection, because basically all their engines were 5-valve per cylinder. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but multiple car companies have actually tried to find something more efficient than the 5-valve. They tried 6-valve, like Renault, I think did, and one car maker even tried a 7-valve engine, and it turns out that the 5-valve is actually by far the most efficient that you can get. Something about the way the air turbulence going into the combustion chamber, into the cylinder. And I mean, I get it. The maintenance, it does cost more. And, there is also a downside. In all the years I spent fixing cars for a living, we kind of had a hierarchy in amongst us mechanics, right? Like basically, there was the guys who they're pretty good with the domestic and the Asian stuff, and then there's us, weird, kooky Eurocar guys, right? But even in the Eurocar world, we still had our own hierarchy. There's the guys who they're pretty good with the Mercedes and they're pretty good with the Beamers, and then another Audi. No, you give that to Colin. For some reason he likes those. He likes those. Just give that to So like Audis and Volkswagens, they're like even their own little branch of the hierarchy within the Eurocar world. But dude, once you start to understand the engineering, you actually start to realize that, dude, these cars are actually like stupid easy to work on, really easy to work on. Like, and now, especially with my 3 Audis, dude, the parts, they're dirt cheap. I mean, they are cheap. I mean,
guys, put a 1 in a chat or a couple of super chats if you guys want to watch someone get tased. Because usually I try to shut it down at the 2-hour and 30-minute mark. But guys, let me know if you guys want to see someone get tased.
What kind of question is that?
Come 304 get taste, But guys, all in all, to close on this topic, right? Don't buy new cars. If you need an old truck, guys, go and buy an old Chevy truck with a 350 in it. Go buy an old Tacoma. You know what I'm saying? It'll do the same job that all these other stupid new trucks will. It'll do it better. It's easier to fix. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why would you buy anything new at all? It's going to cost. Leno, question for you. When was the last time you called in, man? You haven't called in forever, right?
Oh man, wait, last time I called in was
maybe
years
October? Ago. No, you haven't called in for a long time.
No, I have called in because remember I called in. I told you that basically when I got divorced, got my own spot, and I'm actually
That's right.
Yeah.
You've been a sub for a long time, right? A long time.
Man, I remember like 2000s, man. Like, listen, we go way back.
Yeah. Because I remember seeing your comments. You, Rajai, Steve, you guys were some of the first ones leaving comments on the videos. But guys, let's like I said, if you guys need something older, get a 4Runner, get a Toyota Tacoma, an old Explorer. You know what I'm saying, guys? Get old stuff, drive them into the ground, right? And guys, once again, let's do this, guys. Let's do this, guys. Let's try and hit 100 likes, guys. We need 5 more likes. A couple more super chats would be nice, but guys, let's do this.
That's the sound of the police.
Let's do this. Here we go, guys. And guys, yes, that line 6, that the one that comes in the Jeep, that's a nice engine too, man. So here we go.
I love you, Elon, you sexy beast. Trump.
On January 2nd, 2026, officers were dispatched in response to a woman who refused to exit an Uber.
Get out of the vehicle.
I gotta get up again.
So it's a safety officer gonna work. She refused to
Really?
exit the vehicle.
My phone.
No, for this, you're jumping in somebody's vehicle on the passenger seat. I don't know her.
My phone. Sir, will you call me?
Do you wanna, sir? Do you wanna press charge for like trespassing? Do you wanna press charge for trespassing, sir?
He's
Okay.
trespassing.
Get out. Get out.
I said, sir. I said, sir, please just my phone.
Get out. Get out.
I said
Stop
my neck.
resisting. Get out. I'll pull you up.
This cop is not playing games.
Get out.
Look at that. It's time.
Stop. Put your hands behind the back. Put your hands behind the back. Listen, you're gonna go to the ground. Stop.
You want me to go to the ground?
No, I don't.
They're children, guys. Look at that.
You want me to go to the ground?
Put your hands behind the back.
I said you're
Put your hands behind your back.
Sir, my neck.
Listen.
I thought we were friends.
Turn around.
I thought we were friends. Look at that, guys.
You stupid woman.
Turn
I
around.
thought we were friends then.
We're not friends.
Then why are you doing this to me?
Because I'm done with her.
We have a lot better
You guys know who she sounds like, right?
No, you're not asking me. No, it's called garlic croutons. Yeah, and they're right there on the seat. I said, this is my country. I said, Gulf of America, mother.
She's so drunk.
Alright. You're gonna go to the ground.
I said, you white nigga.
Whoa.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
I said, get off me.
Nope.
I said, get off me.
Listen.
I said, get off
Or you will be tased.
Get.
Light it up. Most wonderful time of the year. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Are you gonna listen or not? Put your hands behind your back.
Get her again.
No, I'm good.
I do. Yes, I do.
So.
Yes, I
Just
do.
give
He
me a
just
second.
tased me.
Officer, do you need us to help you? Nah, I got it. Are you sure? Yeah. Put your hands behind your back.
I'll play my drum for him. Ba-rum-ba-bum-ba. Let's go.
Let me.
Put your hand behind your back.
Okay, well, let me.
Put your hand behind your back.
Are you going crazy again? Hold on.
Put your hands behind your back.
Damn it.
You got backup coming? Yeah, we got it. Is it warded, ma'am? So, female guest. Have supervisor, please use the force, please. Stand up. Stand up.
How many times did I just walk?
Sir, do not go anywhere, right?
How many times did I
Just stay here.
How many times did I just I just got tased like 7 times. That's no joke. I just got tased like 7 times.
They also
can't count. Guys, I wish she would have played he would have tased her 7 times. God, that would have been good.
Have anything illegal on you?
No. I don't. I'm mindful of my neck, gentlemen.
Nobody's hurting your neck. All right, just stay facing the vehicle. Do you have anything
man.
sharp on you? Anything that's going to hurt or poke us?
No.
Anything illegal? Any drugs or anything?
Bites.
What's that?
My vagina bites.
Your vagina wipes? Okay.
Smelly cat, smelly cat. What are they feeding you?
That's nasty.
Bites? Okay. So stand up straight. Lean back. Don't breathe on me. We need to remove one handcuff. Huh? Okay. We're going to remove your left cuff, and we're going to take this bag off of your arm, okay? All right, she's good. Anything illegal on you?
No.
All right. Sir, do not go anywhere, right? Because we need to inform me. I will get your phone.
And I put jail for cooperating. Doing everything you asked of me. I love you, Elon, you sexy beast. Trump, JD, you're great. Welcome to the Gulf of America in Man of War Harbor. I'm the freedom we fight for, and look at me now.
So this is 15. The subject was drive stun and put it directly to the ground.
What a
Thank you
mess.
guys for keeping me safe. I love you. Much appreciated. This is why I don't come to shore, god damn it. My apologies. I love you guys. Thank you.
She trespassed from his vehicle? Yeah, she jumped in. She refused to leave. I asked him, do you want to press charge for trespassing? He said yes. So then I put her all.
I don't know her, I don't know her.
I mean, she's going to jail. So.
Like, look, man, I don't want to talk about it, okay?
Yeah. Look,
I mean, if I didn't come around,
she's guilty.
Yeah, exactly.
Say again?
Everybody in the chat saying she's guilty.
Exactly.
You're trespassing me from your Uber? Guys, come on. Let me out. I said unicorns and rainbows and golden glitter. Elon says, Melissa, you know I wrote the entire internet, right? He said, where did you get that account? I said, the boy that wrote the white papers for Ethereum.
Hey, just real quick, can you tell me what happened? Yeah, so I walked by here, and this gentleman and that girl, they were like fighting each other in the car. And the officer said, all right, I need you to get out of the car. And she wouldn't get out, so he had to pull her out. and then she fought him the whole time, and he was just trying to get her under control.
Yeah.
And so he had to do some extra stuff just to get her. She had some. She might be on drugs because she had some crazy strength. We offered to help him, and I mean, there's two of us men here, and we're like, we could tell like he was hard, and so we're like, we'll help him, and he got her. He's like, I got it,
Yeah.
and he got her under control by himself. We didn't help.
Good. Okay.
So, but everything he did looked like it was very legit.
Started because she was fighting inside of the car.
She was fighting with this gentleman. I don't know anything about anything. It says lift on his car. I don't know what happened. We don't know anything.
Right.
You're literally just walking back here to the bar. But yeah.
All right.
He did a great job.
Thank you so much.
Honestly, I know, that took a lot of strength what he did. So
Yeah. I appreciate it.
yeah.
Thank you
Good
so
luck.
much.
You guys take care.
Elon's so mad at me. I totally
Jesus.
got
Guys,
drunk on
Guys,
hobo
what do you think this chick is on?
wine. I smoked a lot.
Wait, whoa, hold on, wait. What'd you say?
I totally got drunk on hobo wine. I smoked a lot of weed. There's my confession. I drank hobo wine and smoked weed, guys. I can still feel my body is terrible. Do you want to know what it feels like to walk around with a broken neck? I said, you're dropping me off in Boston at MIT. I said, Neuralink, motherfuckers. He said, Melissa, we might be able to get you one if you want to say you're schizophrenic. I said, Elon, where's my Neuralink? John, you heard, I love you. I told you I'm a scientist, assholes. I'm so stupid. I got my PhD in one singular year, Your Honorable.
Hey, how are you? I'm Sergeant Wade. Oh,
Elon said, hey.
What's up? You're not getting out of the car. All right? Look, buddy, can you tell me what happened? I'm the supervisor tonight.
Why was I arrested again?
So he's the arresting officer. I
want to know what.
It's all going to be in the arrest affidavit, but
No,
I'm
I
here
wanna
to check
know
him.
now,
Are you injured?
Yeah, I am.
Where's your injuries at?
All over my body.
Thank you, sir. All over your body?
They touched me for no reason at
Who
all.
touched you?
Look, I was completely amenable to all of it.
You are what?
I was amenable to all of it. I said, gentlemen, I'm not dead. Hi guys, how you doing?
That's not what witnesses are saying.
Hello?
Witnesses are saying that you were fighting, that you were fighting with him.
Of
Where's
course.
the video camera?
Well, he has video on his body.
You guys better manipulate the simulation because
Think of guys can't walk around this messed up. You know what I'm saying? On whatever. We'll get stomped out, beat up. You know what I'm saying?
You're not making.
I didn't want
All right, let's put your feet. Put your
How
foot
many
in the floor.
times did I get tased tonight?
2 or 3 times.
Like 7. That's not funny, guys. That hurt. It was not okay.
The woman was charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and criminal trespass.
All right, you guys. I'll shut this down, guys. I know you guys like the old Desperate Chick streams. Those are always the most popular, guys. 5 o'clock tomorrow. We'll get more of these 50 and 60-year-old desperate broads still trying to be out here dating. Trying to say, secret, how dare you?
And like I said, me in the streets will welcome you back with open arms.
Absolutely insane. But all right, you guys. I appreciate you. TV guys.
Great stream, guys.
Everyone.
Thanks, Colin.